Hello, I'm Brian Davis. Welcome to FSN Classics. This week we turn back the clock to 2002 for a matchup of Pac-10 powers, Washington State and USC. The Cougs, fresh off a 10-win season, were loaded with talent. USC had future Heisman Trophy winner Carson Palmer and were the preseason favorites for the Pac-10 title. A Wazoo win would give the Cougs the lead in the conference race, but it wouldn't be easy. They had beaten the Trojans only 7 times in 60 tries. Would USC's domination continue? Find out as FSN Classics brings you USC and Washington State from 2002.
A beautiful Saturday afternoon on the Palouse brings a homecoming crowd into Martin Stadium to watch a battle for a share of first place in the Pac-10 football race as the Cougars of Washington State entertain the Trojans of USC. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Martin Stadium. Todd Pickett along with Cleet Casper. Well, the headline on this one going in, this is a true strength versus strength matchup today, Cleet.
Very much so. We've got the irresistible force and the immovable object, and today the Cougars are going to have to test what has been a very, very tough USC defense.
Talk about tough. They took on Oregon State's offense last week, just the #2 offense in the country, averaging 500 yards, shut them down, and kept them off the scoreboard completely. Here's what the Trojans have done throughout the season so far.
Well, obviously they're getting it done. Passing defense, just giving up 101 yards. Total defense, only 205. The scoring defense, nobody's getting on the boards. Third down conversions at 13%. They're doing everything right, and the Cougars are really going to have to be patient today going up against this USC defense.
It is a tough, tough defensive unit. Cougar coach Mike Price offers this scouting report.
I think they just run really, really well. I think they're balanced, and they don't have any weaknesses. They're not particularly, like real strong in any one area. They're all 4 of their defensive linemen are good. They had a freshman defensive end that was freshman of the year. 3 linebackers, of course. Champ Simmons is starting middle linebacker, or outside linebacker for him. We know Champ real well because he was with the Cougs. And 4 or 5 guys in the secondary that have started. They're experienced. Troy Polamalu, another young man that we know real well because we recruited him real hard, is their safety, and he plays safety like a linebacker, and he plays safety like a defensive back. So he's an All-American player. You have to keep the ball away from him.
Not too often that you hear that said about an opposing defensive player, but Cleet, if the Cougars are going to have success today, they'll really need to put together 4 quarters of offense similar to what they did in the second half in Berkeley last week.
Very much so. In order to win this game, obviously the offense has to play well, the defense has to be able to contain, and special teams, I think, could be real big today. So it'll be real interesting to see how the offense straps it on and matches up with this USC defense.
Meanwhile, the Cougar defense will also be tested by an offense led by a senior quarterback in Carson Palmer, who is now USC's career passing and total offense leader. The Cougars and the Trojans getting set to tee it up at Martin Stadium, and we'll have the kickoff coming up. Washington State Cougar football is brought to you by today's manufactured home, built for living, built for life, and by Sterling Savings Bank, all the bank you'll ever need. Mike Price out on the sideline as Washington State has just won the coin toss. The Cougars have elected to defer till the second half. Mike in his 14th year, tops among Pac-10 coaches, 77 and 76. That includes a mark of 2-10 against USC with victories in 1997 and 2000. Mike with 2 of the 7 all-time Cougar victories against USC. So pretty fair accomplishment in his own right. 22nd season as a head coach overall for Mike Price. And as we wait for the Trojans of Southern California to take the field, temperature in the upper 50s, mild, a little bit of wind. And Cleet, you were down on the field just a few minutes ago, and you're saying the wind could really play a part in the game today.
We were seeing the punters just almost diametrically opposed as far as what they were able to accomplish in the warm-up, so we'll keep an eye on that and how it affects the kicking game.
And we are still waiting for the Trojans to take the field, and now finally they do rather late here at Martin Stadium. USC with a 57-4 margin. The last time the Cougars defeated the Trojans here at Martin Stadium was in 1986. In fact, the home team has lost the last 4 games in this series. Coming into today, those games obviously being split 2-2 between the teams.
Well, these home games, as you get your first look at Pete Carroll, the second-year head coach at USC, is doing a pretty good job down there. But this home game, this home Pac-10 game is really, really important. You want to make sure you're able to get through these home games and get a win.
And you can see Pete, he has a quick comment and maybe even a little complaint for our referee, Chuck McFerrin. Because of the live television broadcast, things are on a pretty synchronized schedule. And I think the Trojans either got their times mixed up or something, because they came out very, very late. You can see Mike Price over on the side of the Cougar side of the field. They're talking with the Brian O'Kane, the side judge, as Holiday gets set to come out and kick off. And the Trojans are still down at the far end of the field, prancing in front of their fans and their cheerleaders. And now finally returning to the sideline. They haven't brought the kick return unit out yet.
It's that Hollywood thing. You got to make the late entrance, the splash, make sure all the media is waiting there for you. Anyway, they're ready to kick it off. Very interesting, like we talked about, the effect of the wind on the kicking game. We'll see if it has any effect on Adam Holiday's kickoff. He did a better job last week against Cal, moving the ball into the end zone.
Holiday will be kicking, well, I was going to say into the wind, but it's kind of swirling back and forth. It appears for the most part as though you would be kicking into the wind just a little bit. Herschel Dennis to the left of your screen. Sultan McCullough to the right of your screen. Both dangerous kick return men for the Trojans as Holiday gets set to kick off. Both teams 1-0 in Pac-10 play. We get it underway, and that is one of the best efforts we've seen from Holiday in quite some time. Dennis will put the ball on the ground right there, and the Trojans will start with the ball at the 20-yard line. Our starting lineups brought to you by Sterling Savings. As we mentioned, Carson Palmer, the career total offense leader now for USC. He also will play for Mike Price in the Shrine game at the end of the season. Across the front, Rogers, Vandermeer, Katnick, Wilson, and Justice. On the front line, they are still somewhat green and trying to get experienced a little bit. McCullough will alternate with a committee in the backfield: Pearson, Kelly, Colbert, and Holmes.
Interesting, Sultan McCullough split out down below on the screen as a wide receiver. No backs in the backfield. Now McKenzie in motion.
Isolated one-on-one and incomplete through the hands of Kareem Kelly and Jason David on the coverage as we take a look at the rest of the starting lineup defensively now for Washington State. Across the front, they're going to have to put some pressure on today. Brown, Jeremy Williams, Ryan Long, and Fred Shavies. Genatone, Mawuli Davis, and Ira Davis getting the starts at the backers. Will Durding still out injured. In the secondary, Trufant, Williams, Coleman, the leading tackler, 9th in the Pac-10 in tackles, and Jason David, who has a pair of interceptions, breaking up that first down pass attempt. Pearson, the fullback, in motion. Palmer on the bootleg for Pearson. Stumbles, but makes the grab and should have enough for the first down before Coleman hit him. Pearson has not carried the ball rushing this season, but that is his 3rd catch. He's primarily a blocker.
Seems that every year you never hear a thing about the fullbacks from USC, and then for whatever reason they show up big against the Cougars. Nice little first down pickup there. Had a little trouble. I noticed that the Trojans are wearing what I would call traditional spikes, playing on the grass field down in the Coliseum, and they were having some trouble with their footing on this field turf.
They don't fare real well on artificial turf. Pass broken up on first down. Trufant getting the coverage as he stepped inside Kerry Colbert. Trojans leading receiver this year with 23 catches. Good break there.
Yeah, Marcus was all over that throw. There you see the big, tall Santa Margarita product. You always want to say that when you're doing these games, Carson Palmer. But nice job by Marcus getting inside position. Should have had that ball. You'd love to see the defense give the offense some great field position to work with. 2nd and 10 now for Palmer and the Trojans.
Pearson again stepping out in motion. They'll run it for the first time. McCullough grabbed by Mawuli Davis as he got over the 37. It'll bring up a 3rd and long for USC.
Nice job by Mawuli Davis, recognizing that had a little counter action after Pearson goes in motion, comes back and cuts across. See him lead in an ISO kind of trap formation, but Mawuli's done a great job. Awarded with a scholarship this last week, so he's playing hard, doing a great job on intensity at that middle linebacker spot.
They need to get just beyond the 42-yard line. Quick drop, again, one-on-one out in the flat. And a nice grab there. Just a quick turn and catch by Kerry Colbert. And you've said it before, Clete, those quick outs are so difficult for the DBs to come up and cover.
Offensive line gives Carson Palmer a nice little window to throw this ball, and he puts it outside perfectly. So that's a nice throw and catch that time. In sync immediately is Colbert and Palmer.
Meeting David for the first down. Looks as though they're running a lot of protect so far. Not a lot of receivers out in the patterns for USC.
They're pretty conservative. You got to remember that Pete Carroll's a defensive coordinator from a mentality. He doesn't want his offense giving his defense problems.
The offense 9th in the conference, 26 points a game. A lot of time again for Palmer. To McCullough, juggled it, and Trufant closes him down for about a half-yard gain. This is a guy that the Cougars will not want to let get up to speed today. Sultan McCullough, probably the fastest player in SC football history and a former sprint champ.
Nice pocket again, nobody in the face, and Palmer has a chance to survey the entire field, looks it over, goes to his dump-off guy for just a 1-yard pickup.
I was going to say that's a good sign of the defensive coverage that time when he has to make the little dump-off. McCullough, the former Pac-10 100 meters champ in '99. McKenzie again in motion. He's a flyer now, slots to the outside. Cougars blitzing. Man got picked up. Palmer has time for Colbert. Just missed the ball, overthrowing. Not a good angle that time by Jason David. He was beaten with the pass with the angle he took.
Difficult pass to complete, though. That post corner is one that requires perfect timing. See, Ira Davis comes flying in. He got picked off, not able to get into the feet, and that's actually pretty well thrown ball. Just Colbert wasn't able to lay out, get his hands on that football. So big third down about 9, 8.5. Cougars have been pretty content to sit back and just rush forward.
Freshman Mike Williams is also a Blazer, is slotted inside of Kelly to the top. Time again for Palmer. Now it collapses, got it away. It'll be a short gain as Kelly breaks a couple tackles and is dropped at the 49, and now flags are thrown. The SC coaches were hollering on the sideline. Clete, you'd think somebody got a piece of face mask there, it looks like.
Really unfortunate. Great job by Kelly, though, keeping moving. He's not a big guy, and he's able to break a tackle or two. Ran out of the tackle of the linebacker, and then just through fighting it out may have picked out a first down. Let's see what the call is.
Yeah, just the fact that he kept the legs going is what probably caused this penalty to occur, although the officials are spending a long time deliberating. Here's Chuck McFerrin.
They were just discussing whether or not it was the 5 or the 15-yard version, and they think are only going to mark off 5. Nope, they're going a long way with it here.
Big error there on the Cougar defense, and it's one you don't.
Yep, they give him the 15, so that hurts big time when it looked like they had Carson Palmer trapped in the backfield, in the pocket. He's able to dump it off, and that's just one for Kareem Kelly. Defense had a chance to shut him off.
Had a chance to bring him down well short as well. You don't fault your guys ever for making that grab, but you hate to see it. And it gives the Trojans a first down at the 34-yard line. Palmer looking to go deep. Plenty of time again for Williams, and overthrew him with Trufant covering.
Williams, big, tall, 6'5", almost a Reggie Williams-like type of receiver. That number 1 on his chest, big long arms. Had 2 touchdowns last week against Oregon State, and he's really starting to come on. Just a young kid. Unfortunately, we're going to see him for a lot of years.
I was going to say, and he just diversifies their passing attack that much more. Cougar front 4 not putting much pressure thus far on Carson Palmer. McCullough, nice cutback, and then got around Davis. He'll pick up a first down. Great move right there by Sultan McCullough as he got Ira Davis to swing at the air literally that time and cut right by him.
Sultan McCullough going to take his time, makes a nice cut there as the initial running lane is just absolutely knocked down, and then picks up the first down on his own. So the players are making it happen. The seniors, McCullough, Kareem Kelly, making big plays in this drive to keep the chains moving.
McCullough 7th in the conference in rushing. He's over 300 yards total for the season now. And he picks up the first down at the 21. Back the pitch. Ball lob and just threw it over Williams' head. He had him pinned to the sideline, but Palmer got away, and that one as much a throwaway as it was a catch, as Williams had broken back the opposite direction.
Well, Norm Chow, the offensive coordinator, is trying to move the pocket around, and most of the time you would think Carson Palmer would just go out of bounds with Crimson coming all over him, but they take a shot, and those things add up in the fourth quarter, those body blows.
Well, Willie Davis checks out. Don Jackson in at the middle linebacker spot on second down. McCullough bouncing off of his own lineman and finds a hole. Breaks another tackle all the way down to the 6. It'll be a 1st and goal for Southern California.
Well, once again, you got to give credit to the tailbacks here at Tailback U, having patience and not forcing things. You'll see that the offensive line all the way across just does a nice job staying on their blocks and maintaining things. And McCullough is just going to step it right up in the middle. No one actually ever gets off the block to get a hold of him, and he's able to squirt through. Just putting bodies on top of people.
1st and goal from the 6. McCullough again, hole off the right side. He takes it all the way in. Touchdown USC. This Cougar rush defense not looking strong in the opening drive here, and this is against the USC team that is 9th in the conference in rushing. They certainly don't look like it so far today.
Well, they took advantage of the penalty, which was the biggest play in the drive, 15-yard chase. But here, once again, Cougars not getting off the blocks. Ryan Long does a pretty good job of getting some penetration, but the linebackers got to fight off and make those plays.
Ryan Colleen on for the extra point. He adds that, and the Trojans take the opening kickoff and move smartly down the field. McCullough getting it done on the ground, his 4th rushing touchdown of the year.
Going somewhere?
What are you in for? Wi-Fi?
Break free from Wi-Fi with broadband access from Verizon Wireless. Click to connect and work in more spots than just hotspots on America's most reliable wireless broadband network. Now get a free broadband access modem. Monthly plan starting at $39.99. It's reliability to go. Verizon Wireless.
Hey, I found $1 in your couch.
Keep it.
You sure?
It's $1. It won't get me anything these days.
You can turn that dollar into a KFC snacker.
Big taste, big variety, small coin. The 99-cent snacker is at KFC. Grab one and go for just 99 cents.
Tomorrow's a big day. It's the reason you kissed the kids and got in the cab this morning. It's why they invented energy drinks. It's why you joined Toastmasters and floss religiously. Tomorrow's why you haven't eaten dairy or broccoli in a week. If it weren't for tomorrow, those business cards you ordered would seem kind of silly. Tomorrow's big, and at Hilton Garden Inn, we know every big day will go much better with a perfect night before. When tomorrow's a big day, stay HGI tonight.
Hi, welcome to Progressive.com. How can I help you?
Well, I haven't shopped for car insurance in a while.
And you're worried that you've been paying too much, right?
Yeah. So how can I know I'm getting a good deal?
We can compare your Progressive Direct rate with other top companies.
Wow. Seriously?
Yeah. Look at the deal we just got him.
That's a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, or a big tricked out name tag.
Making sure you get a great deal. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Now you can enjoy the ultimate freestyle motocross cocktail. Fuel TV's Moto Mix is all moto shows, moto movies, and spicy special events blended to perfection. Check out Fuel TV's Moto Mix, Wednesday nights on Fuel TV.
So visiting Southern California takes the opening drive, aided, as Cleet mentioned, by the penalty on a spot in which the Cougars appeared to have held and forced a punt. The 15-yard face mask penalty keeps the drive going, and then Sultan McCullough, with some impressive rushing, takes it the rest of the way.
Devar Darling back with Sammy Moore.
Sammy Moore, yep.
They got the sun right in their face. It's a difficult catch. We saw Devar have some trouble last week with Cal.
Ryan Colleen kicking off. Darling backpedaling well deep into the end zone, and they'll down it there, and the Cougars will have it at the 20-yard line. So we take a look now at our Sterling Savings starting lineup. On offense for the Cougars, Jason Gesser coming off a 431-yard passing performance, 4th best single game performance in Cougar history in last week's victory over Cal. Armstrong, Knotts, Hunt, Roach, and Lightbody across the front. Tippins, Riley, Darling, Bush, and Allberg rounding out the rest of the starting offense.
Cougars come out in the double slot. Riley, Colin Henderson in the slot.
Tippins carrying, spins forward, gets about 3 yards. Trying to dig for extra effort. They'll have the short gain there. As we take a look at the starting defensive lineup for the Trojans, which features 7 underclassmen. Udeze, a Lombardi Award nominee. Mike Patterson, Sean Cody, Omar Nizel across the front. Rudigoat, Pollard, and former Cougar Melvin Simmons at the linebacker positions. Buchanan, Troy Polamalu on every watch list. He'll also play for Mike Price in the Shrine game. Hill and Rideau rounding out the secondary for USC. Gesser looking back underneath the screen, set up nicely. Good blocking downfield, a first down. The tackle made from behind on Johnny as the Cougars take it out over the 40-yard line. Nice job of looking one way and steering that back. Troy Bieneman in at the tight end spot to help block downfield.
Well, the Trojans are all down here at the bottom of the screen thinking about the split out tray alignment, and all of a sudden coming the other way. It's nice job by Jason Gesser putting that right over the top where he could turn, spin, get upfield. So a nice little first down pickup, good execution.
And Smith will stay in the lineup. He's been the third guy usually in the rotation of late, with Jermaine Green seeing some more time. But Smith stays in for Tippins, and now he'll flank out in the 5-receiver set with the first down from the 38. Under some pressure, now Gesser steps up, lobs, caught by Lundy out at the 45-yard line before he's tackled by Rudigoat, the linebacker.
The Cougars are looking to get mismatches against SC, and what they're doing here in that last play is they come in with their normal offensive set, but then they're splitting out Bieneman, splitting out Smith, and then they're dragging Lundy across the middle and picking up a nice 6-7 yard first down completion. So interesting how the match is going, the chess match between Pete Carroll and Mike Price.
Tippins back in, breaking through a tackle into USC territory. Inside the 35 before he's run out of bounds there. Tippins with one of his best rushes of the year.
Well, you just love the blue-collar work that Tippins puts forth. Always hitting the hole hard. Reads, blockers block, gets underneath Simmons, and then is off to the races, just scooted underneath his arms there, and nice job, and the Cougars march right back, so it's good to see him respond to SC's initial drive.
Looked like a game of Red Rover. He ducked underneath and found the hole, and off he went for the first down.
Trips right, front Bush up top.
From the 32. Gesser booting, backside pressure, got it away, overthrows Riley, who is wide open in the middle, as Gesser takes his first lick of the day.
Well, the Cougars are doing a good job of getting the mismatches, get a little misdirection. Jason Gesser takes a shot here as he does the naked boot, then has to step up and just get popped in the back by Rudigoat. So they had the play, they had the mismatch, just not quite enough time. I think there was a little mix-up in the blocking scheme there.
It's going to be interesting today to see how often USC will have to bring some blitzes and some pressure versus getting it done with just the front four. Green in, he'll take the toss on second down, cuts back to try to find a hole, maybe one tackle away from breaking that for some good yardage, but he does make a positive out of it. And Chance Simmons among those on the tackle, and we got to talk a little bit about Melvin Simmons, who originally started his career in Pullman. Not too often to talk about a Cougar transferring out.
Well, we'll look at Jermaine Green here on the toss sweep, taking a page out of the USC book with student body right, but a lot of student body on the other side, all wearing the scarlet jersey. So Cougars now with 5 wides, Bush in the slot.
There's a look at Simmons. He was involved in an altercation as a Cougar player. We'll talk about it a little bit more. Riley dropping that ball, and you know that he was looking for Polamalu and met him face to face. Simmons electing to transfer out. Meanwhile, Polamalu a little slow getting up, and he may have twisted an ankle coming up and making that lick.
That's a big loss for this USC defense. Their leader, Polamalu, obviously in pain there as he fights his way off the field, and it didn't really, we didn't really see anything as far as the twist.
Drew Dunning is going to come on to attempt what will equal his longest field goal of the year from 48 yards. He's 3 of 5 from beyond the 40-yard mark.
A little bit of wind, not too much, though. Should be able to hit this. He's got the leg.
Distance is plenty good. And pops it through. So Dunning getting on track. He has now made 5 out of his last 6 field goal attempts. And the Cougars get their first points of the day. Midway through the first quarter, USC leading Washington State 7-3.
Would you like a brand new name brand laptop for free? That's right, free. If you act now, you can join the lucky people who earn their very own free laptop computer from the Get My Free Laptop program.
I'll admit it, I thought it was too good to be true. But now that I've got my free laptop, I'm a believer.
Well, all I did was register, read the program requirements, and bought some products that I was already interested in.
My new laptop is way better than the one I paid a lot of money for. I'm amazed.
Our sponsors value your participation, and we're willing to reward you for trying their products and services by giving you a free laptop.
I was skeptical until I got my free laptop.
Log on and register today for the Get My Free Laptop program. Get My Free Laptop. The name says it all.
Log on now to GetMyFreeLaptop.com. That's GetMyFreeLaptop.com. GetMyFreeLaptop.com.
This is Bob Grissinger, a non-lawyer spokesperson. Certain all-terrain vehicles are believed to be responsible for serious injuries and deaths. The ATV's design may make it prone to rollovers even at low speeds. Common injuries include broken bones, crushed and punctured organs, severed limbs, and crushed limbs. If you or a loved one has suffered serious injury or death as a result of an ATV rollover accident, call Ellis Jed in Baden toll-free at 1-800-793-6505 or visit online at www.atrollovercase.com.
It's an all-new Amazing Sports Stories, Sunday on FSN.
Fox College Sports has the recipe for the ultimate college reunion. Start with over 900 live NCAA events. Add your favorite conferences like the Pac-10, Big 12, and more. Toss in news from around the NCAA. And garnish with the hottest coaches shows. This is the place where college never ends. For more info on Fox College Sports, log on to foxcollegesports.com.
Back in Pullman, Washington State trailing USC in the first quarter of play. And for Cougar fans, get to find out even more about Cougar athletics every Wednesday night at 6:30. You won't want to miss the show that goes inside Washington State athletics from all the angles. Northwest Sports reports on campus with the Cougars. You can hear from student athletes in their own words. Volleyball, soccer, and football featured, of course, during the fall. Every Wednesday night at 6:30, it's on campus with the Cougars right here on Fox Sports Net. As the Cougar offense gets set to head out onto the field, Cleaty's significant absence right now in the USC defensive alignment.
Yep. We don't have Troy Polamalu in this football game. He's a fourth All-American candidate. They've come in with Leach to replace him.
His helmet off, he is walking along the sideline and really favoring his right leg as the doctors continue to look at. Big hole as the Cougars get underway. Time there, and the ball up in the air for grabs for Bush. Flag thrown on that jump ball, and pass interference is going to be called. And they immediately went to go long. They picked on Rideau, the cornerback that time. Not a great throw that time by Jason into the wind. No, at the break.
Very lucky to come away. The mismatch that the Cougars want to take advantage of.
Pass interference on the defense, 15 yards. Automatic first down.
Rideau is only 5'8", and you got to believe that Mike Bush is going to be able to come down and win that jump ball every time. This kind of skids off the side of Jason's hand.
Yeah, Jason made it in jump ball. He could have shot that one from the cannon. It went up and back down again, but Bush with that advantage should win most of those today. From the 41 and another first down. Toss quickly into the flat for Riley. Good support that time by Rideau as he played through the block of Bush and came up to make the tackle for a loss.
Well, this is just a long handoff, what they call the tray toss, where they come out in the trips or tray formation down to the bottom of the screen here, and this is something that both Riley and Lundy have been very good at. That's just a heck of a play by the corner. Rideau getting through Mike Bush's block and making a tackle in the open field.
Cougars going to a double tight end alignment this time. Time again for Gesser, throwing for Bush. Makes the grab inside the SC 35, and a first down there before Jason Leach brought him down.
Well, I love the idea of attacking where you would have Polamalu in the game at this safety spot, going in there and hitting the seam. Mike Bush right down the side of the football field. You can see Leach, maybe not as experienced, maybe not as prepared to break on that football, and that's just good coaching upstairs. Relaying down, hey, we got a second teamer in there. Let's go after him. Nice catch by Bush. Excellent route.
Reverse look at Darling. Gesser may have to throw a block. Darling breaks it inside instead. Just got knocked down. Ball squirted loose. Are they going to call that live? It should have been down after he hit the ground.
The linesman's calling it down.
Good call.
No doubt about it.
They'll take it to the 26 there. I was waiting for somebody to signal, and nobody had put up a hand for a while. Now, quick statement being made there by the referee. Couldn't catch it.
Well, the reverse, they should run this at least twice a game is my feeling, but it's actually pretty well defended. Devard realizes that he's not going to get the corner, and you can see that he is down there when he hits the turf, even though there's a mad scramble afterwards. Second down, 2 yards to go. Great time to take a shot. See if you've got a mismatch down here. Mike Bush up top.
Throw into the flat to Riley, trying to cut it back across as the seam got closed down. Should be just enough for the first down. He took it back into the traffic. Got brought down by Mike Patterson, the nose tackler, leading the way that time, but it will be enough for the first down.
Once again, spreading them out, making USC play horizontally in addition to trying to get pressure on Jason Gesser, but that's just a three-step little toss out there and let Riley get the first down.
Interesting seeing right there that Leach lost his balance again on the cut.
The shoes they're wearing are not turf shoes. They're more grass shoes.
The numbers there for Gesser. He was also the National Player of the Week offensively last week. Looking out into the flat, juggling, grab by Vienna, and he's still in bounds. And it'll be first and goal. Washington State at the 8-yard line. Simmons on the tackle for USC along with Mike Pollard. Troy Vienna in making the grab there, and the Cougars going to the tight end, I think, for the first time this year.
Nice job on pickup by Derek Roach there, though. He steps out, picks up one-handed grab, stays in bounds, first down, uses that short shoulder to pick up a couple more. You see Jason just surveying the field, takes what they give him. There was a big sign on the blackboard in the coach's room on the offensive coordinator side. It was reading and weeping. That's just what Jason's doing.
Tippins inside the 5 on the carry. Mike Price says every year, well, we got to go to the tight end more. That catch by Vienna on the first reception for a tight end this season. Tippins running as aggressively as he has all year.
Nice job, and he had a nice little hole up in the middle of the football field. They're trapping Cody. Get him out of there, and these defensive linemen, especially interior guys, really like to come upfield, vulnerable to the trap.
From the 3. Gesser making a check off. And a lob for Bush. 1-on-1. Touchdown, Washington State. Mike Bush walling off beat a former wide receiver, Marcel Allman, and made the catch.
Well, Allman is a little bigger as far as the corner, but only 6 foot as opposed to 6'5", and Mike Bush just does an excellent job gathering his feet underneath him so he can go up hard. So he just gets to the higher point. That's a great play by Mike Bush, wide receiver, Washington State Cougars. On top, going to add the extra point here with Dunning.
Drew Dunning on to attempt it. Colin Henderson, the holder. And Dunning nails that one. That touchdown Jason Gesser. It moves him into second place by himself in career touchdown passes as he breaks the tie that he shared with Jack Thompson coming into today. In addition, it gives Gesser a touchdown pass in his 18th consecutive game. That is a new Cougar record.
Well, just one step, pop it up there, and you can see he's going up. He's got 5 inches on him, long arms, big strong hands. That's a smart play by Jason Gesser, going to the strength of your wide receiver core down here in the red zone. Excellent job. Good throw back there where his guy catches it or he gets knocked out of bounds.
Gesser's 12th touchdown pass, Mike Bush's 3rd touchdown catch. Jason, as we said, makes it 18 games in a row, breaking the mark he shared with Ryan Leaf. He gets on the phone for more information from upstairs.
Well, he's asking the coaches upstairs, how do I look 5 for 5? And right now, he's doing an excellent job of playing within himself, making the reads, and like we said, he's making the defensive coordinator, who is Pete Carroll, the head coach, also weep on the USC sideline.
Going somewhere?
What are you in for? Wi-Fi?
Break free from Wi-Fi with broadband access from Verizon Wireless. Click to connect and work in more spots than just hotspots on America's most reliable wireless broadband network. Now get a free broadband access modem. Monthly plan starting at $39.99. It's reliability to go. Verizon Wireless.
Presenting the Belly Burner. Bobby Waldron's secret weapon exclusively for his private clients is now available to you. It's no secret that most of us would like firmer, tighter, sexier abs. Heat Vision Photography shows how the Belly Burner increases your thermal core temperature, supercharging the calorie burning process and accelerating the fat burning energy needed to trim down those love handles and belly fat. Turn on to Bobby's secret. Simply put on the Belly Burner belt and you've already started. Virtually any physical activity you do is benefited. In fact, just doing the things you do every day is enhanced. The Belly Burner turns up the heat. Just wrap up and slim down.
After my last pregnancy and gaining 80 pounds, I had a little bit more belly than I actually wanted. I had a little bit more of everything than I wanted, so I had to work hard and get fast results. I called Bobby, we started working together and using the Belly Burner. I lost 60 pounds in 12 inches.
I started working out with the Belly Burner and literally went from a size 38 to a size 32. That's real.
I train people for success. That's why I invented the Belly Burner, to focus energy, heat it up, and burn it off. And I'll show you how with this DVD.
That's right. Call now and you get Bobby Waldron's exclusive Blazing Abs workout DVD along with your Belly Burner belt, giving you the absolute fastest way to get those fit and trim abs you've been dreaming about.
And now you can try the Belly Burner package with our 30-day free trial offer for only $7.95 for shipping and handling. So all you have to lose are those extra pounds and inches. And it gets even better. You'll also get Bobby's calorie counter, food journal, and meal planner. A $20 value, absolutely free.
Call now and get started. If you want tighter abs, if you want to feel better and have more energy, now it's faster and easier than ever. It's time to heat it up and burn it off. Let's go. 5, 6, 7.
Get your amazing weight loss belt now.
Holiday set to kick off. Dennis and McCullough lead once again.
Good for the crowd getting into this football game.
Low line driver this time. It'll get it past the goal line, but it'll give Dennis a chance to bring it out. Now he's pinned, but breaks loose of one, runs into his own man and gets stopped inside the 15-yard line. Nearly found some daylight after breaking the initial wave of Cougar defenders. Jackson bringing him down, and a late flag thrown on the play.
Not sure what it was. It looked like there was a whole lot of bodies, but I didn't see the face mask. Might be a block in the back.
After the run in, dead ball, personal foul on the kicking team.
Mike Price wants to know what it is, what in the world it was. No, wait, correction. But I don't know what that one is either.
We didn't see any smack talk. We didn't see any big right crosses or hooks being thrown. Maybe just a lot of talking going on in the pile that the officials didn't like. But there you see a perfect scoring drive. Jason Gesser, 5 for 5. Good mix, run and pass. Mike Price has got his offensive group in sync right off the bat.
And with that penalty, it takes the Trojans inside the 10-yard line to try to start this drive. So the defense, if they can come up with a big stop here, could really get some field position. Herschel Dennis stays in as the running back and gets the ball. Look at Justin Fargas, 25 instead of 26, the number 3 back instead of the number 4 back. And Fargas, who started his career in Michigan, is another guy who's got the speed once he gets loose.
Nice job by Mawuli Davis once again, this time getting off the guard, fights off him. You see the guards down on the ground. Or I'm sorry, that was McKenzie, the running back that time. So he's able to shed the smaller player, bottle up things in the hole.
Mawuli, along with help from Tomasi Kangaika, makes it just a 2-yard gain. Palmer to throw, waiting for his man to break free. Williams, he beat Trufant and makes the catch at the 30. Big play for USC.
Well, it's just a well-thrown football this time from Carson Palmer. Beat his own end of the football field. I think he's back near the goal line, sets, fires, and puts the post corner route. The one he missed before with Colbert, right there. Marcus was just a half a tick late, knocking that thing away.
One step at best, you're right.
Pretty good coverage, though, but excellent throw.
A big play there, though. Huge in field position. Confidence, everything else we name it for the Trojans, and now they can go back to the ground game. And a hole here for Vargas. Out over the 40 before Eric Coleman wraps him up. Just like that, it's another first down for USC.
Well, you don't want to see these SCT tailbacks getting out to the open, getting out into space, because they can really turn it on. But they like to attack this right side of the football field right here. They're going to come with Pearson, the fullback, get the kick out, and seal it. And Vargas has a nice little lane to run.
It's a little frightening, as I said. USC averages less than 3 yards a carry in rushing. They also average just 113 a game. They already have 78 yards rushing here in the first quarter. Palmer under pressure, dumping it off, deflected away. Carl Pema got a hand on it. On a pass that could have been picked if it stayed a little bit further. Colbert was the closest Trojan player to the ball.
Well, Carson Palmer gets away with one here as he's getting chased out of bounds. And he throws this into traffic. Isaac Brown is going to come and paste it after the USC coaches were complaining big time about roughing the passer. Didn't get the call, though. Again, 2nd and 10, long yardage situations. Try to force 3rd long if they can. They split out
McKenzie going to the bottom again, so Fargas stays as the sole back. Dump off, pass dropped as he tried to find Alex Holmes, the tight end.
Well, perfect outcome there. Looks like Holmes has hands of steel as he just butchers this football as it comes to him. Just running the combination route. 3 steps, get it out there, and that shows you USC's tight ends aren't really famous.
Trying to squeeze that one in. Fargas checks out of the alignment. McKenzie will be the sole setback. 3 wideouts this time.
Cougars with 6 DBs in the game, so they're going to fall back.
With some pressure, throwing deep for Colbert, and just overthrows him. 3 DBs closing on him. Virgil Williams had primary coverage that time. But, these Trojan pass routes haven't been too bad, Cleet.
No, they're getting open on the post corner. You see Davis coming late again, but you got to throw the perfect pass. The one that Williams caught was perfect. That one, just a hair off, and it forces USC into the punt again. Marcus Trufant looked like he had a good chance to run the last one back. See if Cougars can set him up again.
Malone set to kick, they'll snap it from the 42-yard line.
Looking back right into that low-setting sun.
Very high kick. Trufant, a little pressure, is just going to step out of bounds. And I'll tell you, that defender dangerously close to stepping into the halo that time. Mike Levenseller with a word for Marcus as he comes over to the sideline.
Pretty effective kick, though, is the only chance Marcus has to make that catch and step out of bounds, so no real threat on the return.
46-yard punt, about a 2-yard return that time. Cleat, you talked off the top about Jason Gesser being patient, and he certainly has done a good job of reads and going to his open receivers so far in this first quarter.
Love the game plan so far. Great mix, spread them out, trap them, keep them off guard, don't let them get in Jason Gesser's face.
With time, throwing out into the flat, pretty good coverage that time as it goes incomplete for Riley. Jason Leach was right there with him.
Well, that time they did get in Jason Gesser's face as Cody comes up. He was right in the way of where Jason Gesser wanted to throw the lane. He's not that tall, and so if he is in that pocket, a lot of times he's going to have to peek over the top to see the total yards.
Defenses are doing a great job so far here in the first quarter.
Yeah,
we're on pace for another one of those 1,000-yard games of ours.
The double slot once again.
Runs the draw. Backside pressure and an arm tackle that time. Grabbed Jonathan Smith. That was like a dad grabbing a kid as he goes by. Wait just a minute here, son.
Well, nice recognition by Nazell there, I think, on the defensive end. He's able to stop his pass rush coming up off the corner, shift gears, and use his quickness to pull him down. That'll be the end of the first quarter. Pretty good football game.
A high-scoring, high offensive outpost for both teams so far. At the end of one, Cougars lead at 10-7.
Hey, I found $1 in your couch.
Keep it.
You sure?
It's $1. It won't get me anything these days.
You can turn that dollar into a KFC snacker.
Big taste, big variety, small coin. The 99-cent snacker is at KFC. Grab one and go for just 99 cents.
Would you like a brand new name brand laptop for free? That's right, free. If you act now, you can join the lucky people who earn their very own free laptop computer from the Get My Free Laptop program.
I'll admit it, I thought it was too good to be true. But now that I've got my free laptop, I'm a believer.
Well, all I did was register, read the program requirements, and bought some products that I was already interested in.
My new laptop is way better than the one I paid a lot of money for. I'm amazed.
Our sponsors value your participation, and we're willing to reward you for trying their products and services by giving you a free laptop.
I was skeptical until I got my free laptop.
Log on and register today for the Get My Free Laptop program. Get My Free Laptop. The name says it all.
Log on now to getmyfreelaptop.com. That's getmyfreelaptop.com. Getmyfreelaptop.com.
Now you can enjoy the ultimate freestyle motocross cocktail. Fuel TV's Moto Mix is all moto shows, moto movies, and spicy special events blended to perfection. Check out Fuel TV's Moto Mix, Wednesday nights on Fuel TV.
This week on the Best Damn Sports Show, period. Thursday, we're counting down all the greatest from the diamond. It's Best Damn's Top 50 Spectacular Baseball Plays.
Oh, he made a catch! He makes a barehanded catch! Oh, what a play by Derek Jeter!
Then on Friday, it's Best Damn Smoke and 16 champ Marissa Miller, plus 9-time NBA All-Star Gary Payton and Fox Sports Jay Glazer. This week at 11.
If you missed last week's baseball report,
here's a look at what you might have missed.
This week they are at the top of the division.
Buying veterans isn't necessarily the answer.
Out for Buckner is going to be a musical comedy.
Now, Scott Kazmir, he has one of the better sliders in all of baseball.
The most productive double play combination.
Ron Gardenhire is getting the most out of some young arms. So don't make the same mistake next week.
Tune in every week to the Baseball Report presented by Honda Motorcycles.
Back in Pullman, early second quarter as the Cougars get set to punt the ball away, leading it by a 10-7 margin. A reminder for you, coming up tonight at 10 on the Emmy Award-winning Northwest Sports Report, the Lorenzo Romar era of Washington basketball will get started. He'll be in studio. An emotional day yesterday. J.D. Williams, Cal assistant coach, the brother of Curtis Williams. He roamed the sidelines yesterday for Cal against Washington. We'll hear how he continues Curtis' legacy. Plus, we'll have complete coverage of all the NFL action tonight at 10 o'clock. The Northwest Sports Report right here on Fox Sports Net.
Well, let's see how Bosler does with the wind at his back. The first punt that he had where he got roughed on, never turned over. It was kind of end over end kind of thing, and we've seen him really boom these things. It'll be a tough catch, like we said. Carlson back there looking dead into this sun. Snap was a little bit high in that first punt and see if the Cougs, who had a little bit of trouble with the long snap.
Interesting alignment here again. The Cougars go with the doubles to one side, bunch the rest. Snap it from the 35. Bosler gets away a much better kick this time. At the 12-yard line is Greg Carlson. Has some running room and gets collared right at the 25-yard line. 53-yard punt that time by Kyle Bosler, and field position always part of the battle as well. This one's going to help Washington State a bit, as USC will have to start at the 25.
Looks like he's got a nice little lane, but then bam, closed in a hurry. Bieneman, the center, snaps it, does a nice job there, and then he and Sperry are able to corral him. So good work on special teams like we talked about. It's going to have all phases working to beat a pretty good SC team today.
Stood up at the 30-yard line, shoved out of bounds there. Kareem Kelly now with his 40th consecutive game with a reception. That's just too short of the Pac-10 record held by former Arizona standout Dennis Northcutt.
Nice work, though, by Jason David over on the corner. He's a pretty good matchup with the quick feed of Kareem Kelly.
Kelly closing in on 9th in the Pac-10 all time on a former Cougar great Hugh Campbell. Receptions.
Two tight ends.
Just short of a first down that time for McCullough. Field was stopped about a yard short that time. Good job of swarming to the ball by the Washington State defense.
Well, this is more what Pete Carroll, Norm Chow are trying to do is get the third down and short. Jeremy Williams gets off the block, can't quite get there in the backfield, and pretty good pickup now. Third down, about a yard.
Good slant by the defense that time.
No, they were hustling over there, working hard, just couldn't quite get off the blocks in time. And so Kenny McCullough is no slouch when it comes to speed to the corner.
Trojans go to a bit more of a power set, pulling Kelly out. McCullough also comes out. And Michael McKenzie is the lead running back. Play action, a throw to the fullback again. Sherfelt makes the tackle on Chad Pearson, but it's just enough. Interesting, though, Clayton, that a team of the running tradition of Southern California elects to run a little fullback dump-off fake rather than go for the yardage.
Well, if there's a problem, it's been the core strength of what has always been SC. You see these old jerseys of the running game, but they're a little schizophrenic on offense. They don't know if they want to have it be a Carson Palmer offense or a tailback offense, and they've been struggling trying to find their identity.
Good numbers so far for Palmer. A nice catch there by Pearson as well to earn the first down. Short drop again, quick slant, caught, spinning forward. It's going to depend on the spot. It should be enough for a first down for Kelly, who made a nice grab in traffic that time.
Well, the beauty of the post is if you get a good throw that's right at your numbers, you've got a chance to take a nice little short, quick pass and turn it into something big. Jason David in pretty good coverage there and gets good help from inside out. That's a nice first down toss.
It's got to frustrate you a little bit as a front down the defense too, because with the quick drops, you're not getting pressure.
He's going to see it all year long. Drop off as Pearson flanks out. Got home, switching sides.
Close to getting 2 men in motion there. Down to the flat, it does go to Holmes, and he's wrestled down, Bulldog down, and now a late flag thrown again as he was fighting for yardage. It's got to be another face mask.
Virgil Williams does a nice job on the initial coverage, and then you got a late penalty thrown again, and so the Cougars on defense are self-destructing a little bit here.
Chuck McFerrin pointing at a player as well. This does not bode well for the Cougars. They're backpedaling already.
Well, they're chipping on the official that made the call, and Chuck McFerrin's not going to have anything of it. And he throws the flag and says, boys, I'll do the refereeing here. You just play
face mask, 5-yard face mask on the defense, marked from the end of the run, followed by a dead ball, personal foul on the defense, 15 yards.
So it was only a 5, might not have cost him that much, but somebody yammered. You can see Mike Price's reaction. His team has been relatively well disciplined this season in the penalty department.
He's going to shift the tight end over and run a little lookout route. Virgil Williams is there. It looks like he's got him by the shoulder pad.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And there's a late, that's a tough call right there on the face mask. Really tough call because
First and 10 for the 26
face mask. At least Virgil Williams.
But the other 15 become huge. Makes it a first down at the 31-yard line. It'll dump over to the middle of the tight end. Content to get that, just continue to chip away with little passes like that to Holmes. Jackson leading the tacklers that time.
Well, this one's a little easier for the big tight end to catch because it's right in the...
Picked up 5 yards in the play.
Not much
Also number
pressure.
52, Don Jackson.
See the 1-2-3 progression as he comes from top to the middle. It's stuck right in there where if he gets hit, at least he's wrapped up and falls down.
Chinatown adding to the tackle. For USC. Brown finally helping to ramp him up. Sultan McCullough has been impressive in this first half of play.
USC taking advantage of the penalties, and you can see Mawuli Davis trying to clear
12 yards.
Got picked off. And McCullough is just dancing through the secondary, so the penalties, a pretty good running effort that time by McCullough has SC threatening inside the 10-yard line.
Celebration there by David. The ball got knocked loose, and the officials were treating it like a live ball, so Coleman fell on top of it. Jason David with his third interception, but give Alex Holmes, a tight end, some credit. He went up, blocked the ball loose because David hadn't taken a knee.
Well, a nice work in the corner and a bad decision by Carson Palmer. Tries to get the advantage, the mismatch maybe in the height, but Colbert doesn't go up, and you can see that Jason David is in perfect position to go up and make this catch. Huge turn of events. He doesn't try to bring this ball out, and so it is a touchback.
But the officials treated this as if it were alive. Holmes popped it loose. You're right, he made no effort to run it back. But he also didn't down, and I think they'll remind him of that in a moment. The officials were scattering out of the way of the loose ball. Coleman thankfully fell on it to preserve the touchback, but it would have been very interesting to see what they might have ruled. David coming up with his third interception of the year. That shares the team lead, and the Cougars overall now have made their 8th interception of the season.
Well, that's a huge turnover. A big play by Jason David. Had a couple interceptions last week against Cal and follows it up with perfect position defense. That's one of those things where you just got to be a heck of an athlete to make that play down there in the corner on the lob. Great job. A lot of that has to do with, I'm sure, the practice and the guys that he competes with against every day in practice.
Cougars forcing the turnover. They'll have the ball at the 20-yard line when we come back. Second quarter, Washington State on top by 3.
Hi, welcome to Progressive.com.
Honey, what's all this?
Insurance.
Progressive motorcycle insurance.
Yeah.
RV insurance?
Uh-huh.
Boat insurance. But we don't have any of those things.
Well, actually, I do. We do. We do.
Surprise! Let's bag these up.
Saving you money so you can buy more toys. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Presenting the Belly Burner. Bobby Waldron's secret weapon exclusively for his private clients is now available to you. It's no secret that most of us would like firmer, tighter, sexier abs. Heat vision photography shows how the Belly Burner increases your thermal core temperature, supercharging the calorie burning process and accelerating the fat burning energy needed to trim down those love handles and belly fat. Turn on to Bobby's secret. Simply put on the Belly Burner belt and you've already started. Virtually any physical activity you do is benefited. In fact, just doing the things you do every day is enhanced. The Belly Burner turns up the heat. Just wrap up and slim down.
After my last pregnancy and gaining 80 pounds, I had a little bit more belly than I actually wanted. I had a little bit more of everything than I wanted, so I had to work hard and get fast results. I called Bobby, we started working together and using the Belly Burner. I lost 60 pounds in 12 inches.
I started working out with the Belly Burner and literally went from a size 38 to a size 32. That's real.
I train people for success. That's why I invented the belly burner, to focus energy, heat it up, and burn it off. And I'll show you how with this DVD.
That's right. Call now and you get Bobby Waldron's exclusive Blazing Abs workout DVD along with your belly burner belt, giving you the absolute fastest way to get those fit and trim abs you've been dreaming about. And now you can try the belly burner package with our 30-day free trial offer for only $7.95 for shipping and handling. So all you have to lose are those extra pounds and inches. And it gets even better. You'll also get Bobby's calorie counter, food journal, and meal planner. A $20 value, absolutely free.
Call now and get started. Do you want tighter abs? Do you want to feel better and have more energy? Now it's faster and easier than ever. It's time to heat it up and burn it off. Let's go. 5, 6, 7.
Get your amazing weight loss belt now.
10.
Crowd on its feet at Martin Stadium as the Cougars get set to retake the field to start the second half of play, holding on to a 10-7 lead over USC and Cleat. A lot of what-ifs so far in this one. This game definitely up for grabs, but teams have missed opportunities to push this score higher.
You know, we've got us a pretty good heavyweight fight, though. Both guys throwing the haymakers, then settling back a little bit into these middle rounds. A couple missed opportunities on both sides of the football field, so this second half should be really, really good.
USC took the opening kickoff move right down the field and got the ground game going.
Well, they executed pretty well. They got the benefit of a face mask penalty to keep a drive alive, and Sultan McCullough gets into the end zone. McCullough's having himself a pretty good afternoon, but basically the Cougars have bottled up the running game, not allowing McCullough or McKenzie to get anything long. And here Carson Palmer is doing his best to create something, but USC cannot get back into that end zone as Washington State's defense settled down after that first drive and has been coming hard. Jason Gesser on the other side has looked really good, using just about everybody on the field. Bieneman there takes it down, and then he pumps it out to Bush, who makes a nice catch in the end zone. Washington State has been executing well on offense, but defensively here, Jason Day has been able to thwart the USC drive, and the Cougars are on top of this one, 10-7, but like we said, a couple of missed opportunities. It could be better.
And as we take a look at the numbers for the first half of play, pretty evenly matched in terms of total yards. The Cougars getting a little bit more on the ground. The Trojans a little bit more in the air, and 9 yards more overall in the first half. The one turnover, of course, that interception in the end zone looming a little bit large. The Trojans also hit the upright on a field goal attempt, while the Cougars failing to convert on a goal-to-go situation. Time of possession about what you would expect. Again, USC leads the conference in that, while the Cougars are last in the conference in time of possession. Some of the individual numbers: Jason Gesser, 13 of 23 passing in the first half, 145 yards and a touchdown. Meanwhile, Carson Palmer equally as sharp, if not more so, 17 of 27 for 169, no touchdowns, and the one interception in the ball game.
Well, Todd, last week as Washington State came out in the second half against Cal, they were able to make some adjustments and on offense that really helped them get in the end zone. And I'm curious as to what Mike Price was telling his team as you look at the USC sideline. We'll keep an eye out on USC side to see if their All-American strong safety, Troy Polamalu, is able to come back out and play. Looked like he had a twist of the ankle. And
they're trying to determine right now whether it's knee, ankle, but he's very unlikely to go the rest of the way, is the word that I got from Tim Tessalone, the USC SID. So Mike Price can open it up a little bit more without that fear of Polamalu roaming in the secondary.
You still have a very disciplined group back there, and one of the things that I liked about the Cougars' performance in the first half, John Tippins was able to get a couple rushes, had 49 yards. So like we've talked about in the past, if they can have this balance, a little bit of threat of run, continue to keep the USC defense off balance like they have with their little screen passes that have been very successful. Those are really long handoffs, and I'm sure Mike Price is thinking, how can we control this second half and wind up on top?
As the lights begin to take effect, we open the second half of play. Colleen kicking off to Gardner at the 1-yard line to get it started. Bounces off of Sammy Moore, lost his momentum and the ball, and USC has recovered. Moore Moore stepped right in front of Darling, trying to block for him. DeVard lost the handle, and a big break to open the second half.
Well, it's twice that DeVard Darling has put the football on the ground in the last 2 games, and he just gets careless with the football. He's trying to stop and make a move, but boy, you gotta, before you score, you gotta wrap up that football. That's just a crusher.
You're right, Clady tried to make that big play out of it. And a huge break for USC now. They'll empty out the backfield. McCullough going out, the ball at the 24-yard line. Palmer, quick drop, slant to Kelly. David pushing him back, but they'll give him the ball inside the 20-yard line.
Well, USC is going to continue to peck away. Try to stay out of that 3rd down and long situation where they've had so much trouble, and Carson Palmer's been very accurate with these very quick throws in traffic. Done a nice job all afternoon. Shahuri was a little surprised that he had to go get back on the field right away.
He'll take it any time, however. Throw back again in motion to give to Fargas right up the middle. Justin Fargas taking it inside the 15 and has enough for a first down. They do a job of running the ball by committee this year. McCullough, McKenzie, and Fargas the top 3. And Fargas has been solid today.
Well, they're just going to take the fullback here. They're going to start in this way and then come back upfield. Usually they come across and trap with it, but this time they're just going to blast away up the middle of the football field. Gets a good block on Mawuli Davis there.
Both Fargas and McKenzie are averaging better than 5 yards a carry. Fargas will be stacked up this time. Brown the first to get to him as the Cougars run a wrinkle of their own.
Made by number 9, Isaac Brown, loss of 2 yards on the play.
Blocking them this time. You see, full of red shirts, Isaac Brown with a little twist down low. Ryan Long has contained that time, so they run a little stunt and works out perfectly.
Loss of 2, they'll spot it back at the 15. The Cougar defense thought that they'd get to watch the O do some work and put the hats right back on to open the 3rd quarter.
Mike Williams down at the bottom of your screen, big 6'5" receiver matched up on Marcus Trufant.
And the fullback split wide to the right. They throw underneath. Wide open is McKenzie, and he'll take it into the end zone. Somebody went upfield, let him slip completely open into the flat for the score, and USC is back in front.
Well, the short porch, the defense gives up the 6 points after the fumble by Darling, and they're just going to slip him out of the backfield underneath. Genitone comes upfield and effectively gets fooled.
That little wingback spot, whether it has been Pearson, whether it's been McKenzie, that's been wide open all day long. Killeen on for the extra point. USC takes advantage of the turnover and regains the lead to open the 3rd quarter of play. Washington State's miscue costs the Cougars 7. USC open the 1st quarter with a score. They do the same in the 3rd.
Would you like a brand new name brand laptop for free? That's right, free. If you act now, you can join the lucky people who earn their very own free laptop computer from the Get My Free Laptop program.
I'll admit it, I thought it was too good to be true. But now that I've got my free laptop, I'm a believer.
Well, all I did was register, read the program requirements, and bought some products that I was already interested in.
My new laptop is way better than one I paid a lot of money for. I'm amazed.
Our sponsors value your participation, and we're willing to reward you for trying their products and services by giving you a free laptop.
I was skeptical until I got my free laptop.
Log on and register today for the Get My Free Laptop program. Get My Free Laptop. The name says it all.
Log on now to getmyfreelaptop.com. That's getmyfreelaptop.com. Getmyfreelaptop.com.
This is Bob Grissinger, a non-lawyer spokesperson. Certain all-terrain vehicles are believed to be responsible for serious injuries and deaths. The ATV's design may make it prone to rollovers even at low speeds. Common injuries include broken bones, crushed and punctured organs, severed limbs, and crushed limbs. If you or a loved one has suffered serious injury or death as a result of an ATV rollover accident, call Ellis Jed in Baden toll-free at 1-800-793-6505 or visit online at www.atrollovercase.com.
It's an all-new Amazing Sports Stories, Sunday on FSN. Every game, every score, every highlight. It's the final score. 30 minutes every night of the week, bringing you all the action from the world of sports. It's the one show where serious sports fans go for serious sports highlights. The Final Score, presented by DirecTV. Weeknights on FSN.
A little bit of a smile on Pete Carroll's face as his team regains the lead following the fumbled kick to open the second half of play. So now the Cougars will have to play come from behind ball once again. Don't be come from behind when it comes to the Emmy Award-winning Northwest Sports Report. Make sure you're there at 10 on the dot tonight. The Lorenzo Romar basketball era at Washington gets started. The coach will be in the studios. J.D. Williams is an assistant coach for Cal. His brother Curtis Williams, of course, you know the story of the former Husky defensive back. An emotional day for J.D. on the sidelines. We'll hear how he continues Curtis' legacy. Plus, we'll have complete coverage of all the NFL action tonight at 10. The Northwest Sports Report right here on Fox Sports Net. Jason Gesser hoping to actually get on the field this time.
Well, they've got Coleman back in for DeVard Darling as the return man with Sammy Moore, and Mike Price is, I'm sure, very, very disappointed with DeVard's performance back there, and hopefully DeVard can come back with a big play on the offensive side.
Well, he did it last week.
Yep. So once again, a little deja vu, only the scoreboard's moved as Colleen will kick it off for the Trojans. Try to get Gesser and crew back on the field here. Special teams so important in these big games.
Coleman and Moore. Sammy Moore will take it from the 3. Ducks the head under and takes it out over the 25-yard line, where he gets dropped by the guy who's been pretty busy on special teams today, Mike Ross, for Southern California. The biggest thing, as you said, never mind the yardage. The ball belongs to the offense now.
Well, like I talked about, the balance that the Cougars had in the first half was excellent, and I want to make a point that Jason Gesser had an outstanding job reading the defense, seeing things, but I'd love to see him run the ball and get the defense back on their heels a little bit.
Jermaine Green starts in the backfield here in the third quarter, and he'll take the carry. Good kick out block for him around the right side. Now defender off balance. Green has the sideline. Needs a couple blocks to go. Got one. Darling blocking downfield for him. Jermaine Green on the ground. Touchdown Cougars. 75 yards for Jermaine Green. The longest run from scrimmage. In fact, the longest play from scrimmage for the Cougars this year.
Well, I guess that counts as running the ball. That'll work. Right back out here. Excellent blocking at the point of attack. Big Armstrong nails his guy, makes the one move, and Mike Bush just gets a great springing block. And then DeVard Darling down hustling, making the play, but that's the home run that they've been looking from Jermaine Green, and they couldn't have had it at a better time.
We've talked all year long about watching and waiting for him to explode out of the backfield, and he does it right there. The longest play the Cougars have had all season. Dunning adds the extra point, and just like that, the Cougars are back out in front. Jermaine Green's third touchdown run of the year. He goes 75. All the wide receivers with good downfield blocking. Washington State regains the lead.
Hey, I found $1 in your couch.
Keep it.
You sure?
It's $1. It won't get me anything these days.
You could turn that $1 into a KFC snacker.
Big taste, big variety, small coin. The 99-cent snacker is at KFC. Grab one and go for just 99 cents.
KFC.
Presenting the Belly Burner. Bobby Waldron's secret weapon exclusively for his private clients is now available to you. It's no secret that most of us would like firmer, tighter, sexier abs. Heat vision photography shows how the Belly Burner increases your thermal core temperature, supercharging the calorie burning process and accelerating the fat burning energy needed to trim down those love handles and belly fat. Turn on to Bobby's secret. Simply put on the Belly Burner belt and you've already started. Virtually any physical activity you do is benefited. In fact, just doing the things you do every day is enhanced. The Belly Burner turns up the heat. Just wrap up and slim down.
After my last pregnancy and gaining 80 pounds, I had a little bit more belly than I actually wanted. I had a little bit more of everything that I wanted, so I had to work hard and get fast results. I called Bobby, we started working together and using the Belly Burner. I lost 60 pounds in 12 inches.
I started working out with the Belly Burner and literally went from a size 38 to a size 32. That's real.
I train people for success. That's why I invented the Belly Burner, to focus energy, heat it up, and burn it off. And I'll show you how with this DVD.
That's right. Call now and you get Bobby Waldron's exclusive Blazing Abs workout DVD along with your Belly Burner belt, giving you the absolute fastest way to get those fit and trim abs you've been dreaming about. And now you can try the Belly Burner package with our 30-day free trial offer for only $7.95 for shipping and handling. So all you have to lose are those extra pounds and inches. And it gets even better. You'll also get Bobby's calorie counter, food journal, and meal planner. A $20 value, absolutely free.
Call now and get started. Do you want tighter abs? Do you want to feel better and have more energy? Now it's faster and easier than ever. It's time to heat it up and burn it off. Let's go. 5, 6, 7.
Get your amazing weight loss belt now.
10.
Loaded! Identify! Fire!
Washington State offense, which went 3 and out the last time, needs to do something here, starting at its own 10-yard line. Tippins in the backfield.
USC just sticking with their base defense, covering with linebackers, spread them out, pop it.
Quick opener for Tippins out over the 20-yard line and a first down. And he knows, see him slam the football there. He was that close to breaking it for more.
Nice blocking at the point of attack on Cody inside. They just kick him out with the trap, and it's a nice little running lane. Gives them some room to operate. Nice play call, excellent execution by the offensive line. Tyler Hunt doing a good job getting that little trap block on Cody.
Tippins had 49 yards rushing in the first half. Good ground game for the Cougars today. Some pressure now on Gesser from the backside. Floats it. Caught by Riley. Boy, that was a little bit in the danger zone there for a minute, but he made the grab at the 39-yard line just in front of Jason Leach.
First time this afternoon, I think, that they've caught him in man-to-man coverage. Good play call. It slips this in underneath Leach. Troy Polamalu might have been there, but not able to make the play on the sidelines. Leach a little bit late coming over the top.
Leach is the guy, though, who has the only interception in the entire USC secondary. Time of possession better than 2 for 1. Washington State is struck quickly at times. Short drop, slant rush into USC territory to the 46-yard line, and another first down there. William Buchanan, son of the former great pro player Willie Buchanan, on the tackle.
One of the things I'm noticing here is that Riley Fitzchappelle is in for light body at the right tackle position. He just does a spectacular job on Udeze, and young kid coming in performing against what is a very stellar player on the other side of the football.
From the Southern California 46. Tippins again. Broke one tackle, driving forward for about a 5-yard gain.
Excellent vision that time by Tippins. Recognizing that they had stunted into that one. Nazell, defensive end, really crashed down hard, and Tippins recognized it immediately, and the old Vince Lombardi mantra ran to daylight. So good execution recognition by Tippins, the senior. Cougars on a little bit of march. 2 tight ends they're going to throw at him now.
Darling and Riley, the wide receivers. Quick out, caught there by Darling, but he came back short of the chains. It's going to be a 3rd down. One of the things usually you want your receiver to do is make sure you're beyond that mark.
Well, that's one that I think you got to put a little bit on Jason Gesser's shoulder because he leads him back. This ball is thrown outside and away, and he has to go back and catch it, and just a tough break there on the execution.
It's going to be a good full yard to go here on 3rd. Short yardage, well, we don't want to talk about that. The Cougars still looking for their first 3rd down conversion of the ball game. USC has only allowed 7 3rd down conversions all season. There's number 8 as Tippins falls forward to get it.
Cougar offensive line fires off the ball this time and just gives him enough running room to get his legs underneath him and allows him to power through. Pull the left side, sneak it up underneath that time, and Chappelle's grabbing his left knee, hoping that he's all right, but bounces back up and he's ready to raring to go. Double slot. Colin Henderson in the slot down here low. Tippins in to help with the blocking.
Give to Tippins off the left side. Hole there, falls forward for about 3.
Off the left side here, out of the draw, they're just going to try and sneak Tippins right in through here and pop it up. Had a little bit of a seam, but shut down after. Looked like there was a good little running lane. Good job coming up line of scrimmage. Force some things back into the middle. Oscar Lua.
Green in at the running back position now. He'll take the toss. They tried to fake the reverse. He broke a tackle. Has some room. 25 breaks another. Inside the 20 to the 15. First down. Individual effort by Jermaine Green. I don't think they were going to hand off the reverse.
I don't think so.
But he broke through a wall there.
It wasn't exactly how you draw it up. Shows it. Beats Udeze, just man on man, goes over the top. Beats Buchanan. And then pounds it into Lua. So Jermaine Green a couple touches this second half and spectacular results. Give it to him again.
Yeah, it's about 90 yards on a couple carries right there.
Hard to argue with those numbers.
3 wides from the 15. Motion from Darling. Yes, sir. Time in the pocket again. Throws for Darling. Incomplete. Really wandered into some double coverage there. He initially slanted to the inside, came back out. Leach was there along with Buchanan.
SC having to change things up. Shows 5 men at the line of scrimmage. Grew to good up close on the tight end, and Jason thought he had a shot to throw that post corner in there.
Nice thing you like to see there. I just was going to say, on a long developing play, that he had that time to do that.
Jason Gesser not getting the play in as quickly as he'd like. The clock's running down. He might have to burn a timeout here as Cougars are not quite set. Bieneman split out in the slot.
Looking for someone. Pressure backside. He didn't see that. He'll run it. Takes it down near the 10-yard line. Got wrapped up there by Oscar Lua.
Jason's laughing about it. The play is a screen to the right side, and it just gets all gummed up. Jermaine Green gets tangled up or whatever. This is a great idea by Jason Gesser on the fly. He said, well, at least all the blockers are over there. I'm gonna scramble over there, and it turned out okay. Just smart, heady play right there.
And the Cougars could let the clock run out here in the quarter rather than take a snap. We'll see. They did bring a play in. We'll see whether they'll get it off or not. Darling and Bush the wideouts, and they do get it away. Time picked up into the flat. Bush leaning, could not make the grab along the sideline. And again, a failure to convert and keep a drive that could have gone into the end zone. On the incomplete pass that will end the third quarter of play, the Cougars look to be sneaking some non-kicking team members out there. We'll see what happens.
Fox Fox College Sports has the recipe for the ultimate college reunion. Start with over 900 live NCAA events. Add your favorite conferences like the Pac-10, Big 12, and more. Toss in news from around the NCAA. And garnish with the hottest coaches shows. This is the place where college never ends. For more info on Fox College Sports, log on to foxcollegesports.com.
This week on the Best Damn Sports Show, period. Thursday, we're counting down all the greatest from the Diamond. It's Best Damn's top 50 spectacular baseball plays.
Oh, he made a catch! He makes a fair-handed catch!
Oh, what a play by Derek Jeter!
Then on Friday, it's Best Damn Smokin' 16 champ Marissa Miller, plus 9-time NBA All-Star Gary Payton, and Fox Sports' Jay Glazer. This week at 11.
If you missed last week's baseball report,
here's a look at what you might have missed.
This week they are at the top of the division.
Buying veterans isn't necessarily the answer.
Out for Buckner is going to be a musical comedy.
Now, Scott Kazmir, he has one of the better sliders in all of baseball.
The most productive double play combination.
Ron Gardenhire is getting the most out of some young arms. So don't make the same mistake next week.
Tune in every week to the Baseball Report presented by Honda Motorcycles.
The drill begins again in May.
Start pushing.
Fox Reality Channel's original, The Academy, has a new class of sheriff recruits.
You can't call timeout.
Welcome to 18 weeks of grueling, sweat,
Punch like you're supposed to, come on.
and plenty of tears.
Wanted to be a police officer since I was little.
Who will tough it out?
Show respect.
And who will tap out?
Your credibility is zero.
The Academy. Go to our website for times. Only on Fox Reality Channel.
Now you can enjoy the ultimate freestyle motocross cocktail. Fuel TV's Moto Mix is all moto shows, moto movies, and spicy special events blended to perfection. Check out Fuel TV's Moto Mix, Wednesday nights on Fuel TV.
As we get set to start the fourth quarter of play, Drew Dunning is on to attempt a field goal. He's 1 for 1 today. Colin Henderson will be the holder, and this one will appear to be about a 27-yarder.
Got a little marker he's going to put down. No, decides not. He's going to pick up his mark and go ahead and make the putt.
He's going to, I was going to say putt out, yeah.
Well, hopefully he'll just put a nice little stroke on this.
Yeah.
And
we don't want this one to be closest to the pin.
Yeah. Isolated out there, the life of a kicker.
Dunning is 1 for 1 this season between 20 and 29 yards.
You're gonna get iced by the
network television.
It's just not right, is it? Colin Henderson, the hold. Always a threat to do something unusual.
True.
But I don't think Mike Price is going to take that. I think that the 3 points is what he very much wants. No, he wants the 7 points, but he didn't get it. He's pointing it up, blaming it on us, but it's not our fault here, Coach. Here we go.
It's those other guys. From 27. Kick is away. Plenty of distance and missed it. Oh. Dunning's appealing. He thought it was good. He's standing back there. He can't believe that call. Be interesting to see it again if we get an end zone view of it. So they missed down near the goal line, and now they miss. That's 6 to 10 points missed.
We'll get a good shot of it here. Looked darn close.
Holy cow.
Boy,
that's not even close. That looked like it went through.
Didn't look like it had that much of a hook on it, but we had a tough angle with that camera angle, but Dunning is stunned. He's not getting a call, not getting a hometown call.
Hometown call, nothing, huh? Boy. Palmer backpedaling, throws a little bit behind Colbert.
Colbert was kicking himself there. He knows that he had a little bit of room to run if he could have just tucked that ball on his hip. Here's another look. This will be a perfect angle, and you can see from there.
Man, that's not even close. That's so far inside the post, it's not even funny.
Well, a little deceptive there, but the official making the call stepped right up and had no hesitation, so he must have bent it around the pole.
And must have thought it sounded wide. Quick drop out to the flat again. Williams Wrapped up, broke free. Trufant shaken up as he tried to make the tackle. Could not hang on to him, and he's holding a hand or an arm there as Williams broke it. The tackle, that is.
Yep, good effort by the big kid. Williams out here looks like Trufant's got him all wrapped up, and then the guys kick him off him. Big, strong Reggie Williams-like player out there.
He never got the knee down. It'll be another Williams. Mike this time battling Reggie. Both of them may be top conference receivers for a while to go. True freshman gets him a first down. He's made some big catches today. Back to the ground. McCullough pops it outside through one tackle, and then Ira Davis is the first man to hit him and drag him down. Got some help from Mawuli Davis.
Boy, it's just been a game of missed opportunities, and
now that's a little bit of an inflated stat, of course, because of the 75-yard run by Green.
Hey, they all matter. They all stack up. Awesome job by the Cougar offense in regards to moving the chains and moving up and down the field. But
I'm just always one of those, what if you take that one play out, what would the average be like then kind of guys. So, meanwhile, SC, which was moving the ball at better than 5 a clip, down below 3. They empty the backfield, throw underneath, juggled and dropped. McKenzie took his eyes off it, and it'll bring up a third and about 5 to go as they'll need to get it to the 41.
Well, USC receivers getting a little jumpy, seeing that they've got the perfect play call, that little screen out there to the slot.
Washington State covering it pretty well. Trufant got around his block, and they did have some guys there ready to make the hit.
Once again, third down, maybe not as long, about 5 or 6. Cougars bring the DB package out, though.
Tight end of the wingback in again for Southern California. Palmer flushed away. There's no outside contain, though. Now he'll put it up for grabs. No flag as Williams got locked up with Pearson, and it goes incomplete.
Well, the 6 DB package comes into play here, as instead of having a linebacker on Pearson, they've got a DB who can run with him. Carson Palmer scrambling for his life, pitches one out of bounds, but Virgil Williams is there instead of maybe a Davis or a Genatone. So a good job by Coach Doba putting the right guys in the game. And see if Trufant, nope, it's not Trufant. Colin Henderson back to return.
Give Pearson some credit, some pretty good wheels there for a fullback.
Another good kick, high floater. I think this one's going to have to
Collins waving it. Boy, they love, there's the flag. USC has done that the entire game, gotten a man close to the return man and then duck out of the way, and this time they'll pay for it as Rideau got too close to Colin Henderson, and the Cougars will profit from the extra yardage.
Going to give him 10, we'll take it. Good concentration by Colin back there, just wrapping it up cleanly. Chuck McFerrin's been a very busy guy.
5-yard interference with a receiver foul on the kicking team. 10-yard penalty inside the belt. First down.
Looked like Chuck was trying to remember all the sequences on that one. So the ball will be moved out of the shadow of the Cougar goalposts a little bit further as Washington State will look to add to its lead here in the 4th.
Would you like a brand new name brand laptop for free? That's right, free. If you act now, you can join the lucky people who earn their very own free laptop computer from the Get My Free Laptop program.
I'll admit it, I thought it was too good to be true. But now that I've got my free laptop, I'm a believer.
Well, all I did was register, read the program requirements, and bought some products that I was already interested in.
My new laptop is way better than the one I paid a lot of money for. I'm amazed.
Our sponsors value your participation, and we're willing to reward you for trying their products and services by giving you a free laptop.
I was skeptical until I got my free laptop.
Log on and register today for the Get My Free Laptop program. Get My Free Laptop. The name says it all.
Log on now to getmyfreelaptop.com. That's getmyfreelaptop.com. Getmyfreelaptop.com.
I'm Danica Patrick, IndyCar driver and GoDaddy girl.
When you want to be bigger than what you can be by yourself, it takes a team to build a company, to build a brand. With team, you really can just do more. We all want to win, and that means success. The GoDaddy team is right for me because they're the #1 registrar there is. I want to be with the best, and that's simple. It's GoDaddy.
.com names as low as $1.99. When you have something to say it at GoDaddy.com.
It's an all-new Amazing Sports Stories, Sunday on FSN.
How many of you would say that you're prejudiced? Show of hands. Now, this is the usual response. Okay, we have a hand up.
I just think it would be so much more special if we waited.
Get out of my truck.
Early fourth quarter, the fans still revved up as the Cougars are hanging on to a 3-point lead. Well, they'd like to get a little bit more insurance.
Absolutely. Defense doing a pretty good job, although they did give up the first touchdown of the second half with the turnover on the kickoff, but since then they've been pretty much bottling up things. USC not able to really put any drives together.
And both teams scored on their initial offensive possessions in the third quarter, and they've done nothing since. Smith, a good job that time, really of blowing through the blocker by Grudegoat. The linebacker looked as though there was some room for Smith, and he did a nice job blowing through the blocker. It's a good individual play, I thought.
Oh, Smith was a little bit impatient there, ran up the back of Armstrong, not able to get his feet underneath him and make the cut inside. That play has been very, very effective, though, out of the draw. Now they're going to go to 5 wides.
Sammy Moore checks in. Henderson slotted inside in that middle group with Riley. Pushing Darling to the top. Gesser flushed out. Now throws. Juggled and dropped. William Buchanan got a hand on it as Darling could not put it away.
Well, Jason saw it, thought he could really sling it in there, and pretty tight little window he had. Could have easily just walked up and got 6 or 7 and stepped out of bounds.
Just what I was going to ask you. Are we seeing a different Jason Gesser? Because a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, he tucks that more.
Yeah, well, I think that, the idea that they want Jason is to, protect himself and be here for the whole season, but that was just a half-inch away again from being a pretty good play.
50% completion rate. Looks now for Darling, makes the catch for the first down. Paid for it with a couple of good licks that time from Leach and Grudegoat, but it's a first down for the Cougars. It's a lot tougher than it looks hanging on.
Oh, go up and give him a big high five there. Corbett on the other side has been doing a pretty good job of catching the ball in traffic, and you can see there's a whole host around him. Buchanan comes from behind, gives him a shot. Leach gives him a shot. Sean Hill's right there, the safety. That was a big third down conversion. Nice job by DeVard Darling in traffic.
Delay, they'll give it to Smith right side again. Tucks it up inside and just gets a couple that time.
That's all right, though. I like the idea that Cody, the big defensive tackle, is thinking I've got to move down the line of scrimmage and make a play as opposed to come upfield, and he's going to take a break here. Big defensive tackle along with Patterson, 99 in there, been wreaking havoc.
The Cougars closing in on 400 yards of total offense. USC right now with 335.
2 tight ends in the ball game, but actually it's Mike Bush.
Quick drop for Bush, took a lick, incomplete. Flag thrown, going to be a personal foul for going up into the helmet, I think.
Well, if he leads with the elbow, the official official's got to make a judgment call as far as the protection of that player, the very vulnerable position going up for that football, and he's pointing at number 5 saying, boy, I don't like to see that Jack Tatum type move. Once again, the voice of Chuck McFerrin.
Personal foul on the defense, 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Cougars catch a break here. This one's up high again. You can see that he goes up after the head in the particular shot, and that's a tough call because he's out there working hard trying to make a play.
Yeah, but look how he leaves his feet and leads with that forearm, though. Deshaun Hill going right at Bush's helmet.
Yep, no doubt about it from the referee's call.
Well, spotted at the USC 40-yard line. Trips to the left. Smith staying in the backfield. He'll get the call. Leg drive really that time as he gets about 3 on the carry.
Good work. Like the idea of giving the offensive line the opportunity to come off hard and not always be back in that passive passing block position. Linemen love the fourth quarter. The running game's working. It's worked very well against a team that just was giving up nothing on the ground.
They averaged 104 yards a game as a rushing defense. The Cougars closing in on 200 rushing now. Gesser looks over the middle. Bieneman inside the 20. On his feet still. Stretch for it, young man. He's inside the 1. First and goal. The tight end has been discovered in the Cougar offense, Don.
Well, a very interesting formation with all of the big guys in there. We have Vic Chappell at a double tight end, but Jason Pumps and just absolutely perfect read again, and Bieneman shows us some really good speed breaking into the secondary. Won't go down. It'll take more than a free safety. Almost stretches across. Didn't get a very good mark there. It looked like that ball was right on the goal line, and Cougars now, this is first and goal.
They're going to have to burn a timeout. I think they're scrambling still, and Gesser's looking over to the sideline. We're going to let the clock run and I think take the timeout. That completion, as you see Mike Price calling for time, that completion by Gesser now moves him into the number 3 spot in Cougar total offensive history, moving by Drew Bledsoe. Jason let the clock run for a while. He calls time. First and goal, Cougars, when we come back.
Going somewhere?
What are you in for? Wi-Fi?
Break free from Wi-Fi with broadband access from Verizon Wireless. Click to connect and work in more spots than just hotspots on America's most reliable wireless broadband network.
Secret Weapon exclusively for his private clients is now available to you. It's no secret that most of us would like firmer, tighter, sexier abs. Heat Vision Photography shows how the belly burner increases your thermal core temperature, supercharging the calorie burning process and accelerating the fat burning energy needed to trim down those love handles and belly fat. Turn on to Bobby's Secret. Simply put on the belly burner belt and you've already started. Virtually any physical activity you do is benefited. In fact, just doing the things you do every day is enhanced. The belly burner turns up the heat. Just wrap up and slim down.
After my last pregnancy and gaining 80 pounds, I had a little bit more belly than I actually wanted. I had a little bit more of everything that I wanted, so I had to work hard and get fast results. I called Bobby, we started working together and using the belly burner. I lost 60 pounds in 12 inches.
I started working out with the belly burner and literally went from a size 38 to a size 32. That's real.
I train people for success. That's why I invented the belly burner, to focus energy, heat it up, and burn it off. And I'll show you how with this DVD.
That's right. Call now and you get Bobby Waldron's exclusive Blazing Abs workout DVD along with your belly burner belt, giving you the absolute fastest way to get those fit and trim abs you've been dreaming about. And now you can try the belly burner package with our 30-day free trial offer for only $7.95 for shipping and handling. So all you have to lose are those extra pounds and inches. And it gets even better. You'll also get Bobby's calorie counter, food journal, and meal planner. A $20 value, absolutely free.
Call now and get started. Do you want tighter abs? Do you want to feel better and have more energy? Now it's faster and easier than ever. It's time to heat it up and burn it off. Let's go. 5, 6, 7.
Get your amazing weight loss belt now.
First and goal for Washington State at the 1-yard line. Still better than 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The winner will have at least a share of the Pac-10 lead at 2-0.
Well, the Cougars take a timeout as opposed to run a play that...
Well, they were shuttling about 4 and 5 guys in that time, and with all the personnel, just wanted to make sure they got it right.
Well, let's see if they've regained the composure. Everybody settled down, know how big and how tough it has been to get into the end zone of USC, as they have had one goal line stand already.
Mike Price has brought in Adam Braidwood, the defensive end, as an additional blocker in this offense, number 96 down there. And since there's 2 96s, I even put the binoculars on to make sure. But it is, yes, Braidwood, the defender, who is in there on first and goal in the jumbo package. Mike Levenseller alongside Mike Price.
Got Alan Thompson and Tippins in the backfield.
Thompson it is. He is not going to get there as USC knocks him back for about a yard loss. The short yardage situation has been the toughest thing for the Cougars to pull off tonight.
Well, they are tipping their hands that using Tippins as the lead block. They've been very, very consistent, but no movement on the line of scrimmage there, and now second down.
Officials timeout. There's a man who stayed down for the Cougars at the end of the play.
Can't tell who it is. Trying to look and see. Armstrong's been having some trouble a little bit. I see him in the huddle.
You know what might work as a wrinkle here, Clayton, when the Cougars get back to this yardage situation, will be that little reverse option that we saw California run so often to Igber. You know the one I'm talking about? You fake one way and he just takes off the other direction.
Well,
I don't think it's in the playbook, but it certainly would be something that USC's tendencies would allow to happen, I think.
You would hope that the Cougar can find the right guys, get them on the field. Mike Price is trying to make sure that he gets the #1 unit out there on the offensive line. Like you said, Braidwood is a defensive end, not really used to coming off the ball. Let's get the guys on the football field that we practice with every day and make sure that we got the right play call that's pounded through there against SC. Obviously, you can tell by the look on his face, he knows how really, really important it is to get this touchdown in here.
A couple of 3 of the offensive linemen have now walked up to see to their fallen teammate. We still cannot tell you who it is.
See Tyler Hunt, see Derek Roche. Would be Locker.
It's Lightbody.
Lightbody, okay, he's had some trouble. Might be that hand bothering him again.
The sophomore, who's been pretty good anchor on that right side, is going to step out.
See him.
Nick Milhauser had gotten into the huddle for the Cougars, and we'll see who else they shuttle around here as Holmes checks back out on this second and goal after they lost a yard.
You get the crowd in it, get this defense that USC has been so stalwart with back on their heels, roll them into the end zone. One back this
single
time.
back set. Yep, double tight end as Alberg is also in. And they'll throw it. The lob for Bush underthrown, and Mike Bush batted that one away. He prevented the interception that time as it was underthrown.
No air under that ball at all, and Mike is a little questioning. This ball has no chance for Mike to go up and get it, and he just has to play defense there, so
William
comes over the top.
With a nice job there.
Well, you know, you gotta get in this end zone, and Mike's a little bit frustrated over there. You can sense the anxiety.
The nation's top defense trying to keep the Cougars out of the end zone once again.
A lot of linebackers spreading it out of shotgun from the 1.5.
With time, open Darling, touchdown Washington State. DeMar Darling on the slant, his 7th touchdown catch of the year. And Gesser leads the Cougars into the end zone.
Well, good for DeMar. He put the ball on the ground in the return that resulted in a touchdown, and we talked about him coming back and redeeming himself, and he does a nice job making sure he catches that ball with his hands, goes out and gets gets it, gets 6 for the Cougars that they really, really needed. Nice job by DeVard.
Beat Buchanan on the score. Dunning on to attempt the extra point to stretch it to 10. And timeout taken by Washington State on the point after.
I don't know why Collins doing that, but
could be because they had 12 on the field.
Well, I know, but go ahead and move it back 5 yards and kick the extra point. You never call a timeout in that situation, and Mike
leaves them with 1 now. They had the shuttle and personnel problems on the drive. Now they take a timeout on the extra point. Hopefully, that will not prove to be crucial down the stretch.
Well, they've had some injuries on that offensive line, and the special teams coaches have got to get the right guy in there ready for the kick. But, you know, you don't need to take that timeout there. 1 point is important, but Dunning can kick it from the 7-yard line as well as he can kick it from the 3.
Depending on who's underneath the goalpost judging.
True. Keep it fair down there, Judge. All right. We'll go after it here, and they'll kick it from the 3.
Anderson the hold. Dunning drives it through, and the Cougars lead by 10. And more than 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter as Washington State, looking for its first win over USC in Pullman in 16 years, adds to its score total.
This is Bob Grissinger, a non-lawyer spokesperson. Certain all-terrain vehicles are believed to be responsible for serious injuries and deaths. The ATV's design may make it prone to rollovers even at low speeds. Common injuries include broken bones, crushed and punctured organs, severed limbs, and crushed limbs. If you or a loved one has suffered serious injury or death as a result of an ATV rollover accident, call Ellis Jed in Baden toll-free at 1-800-793-6505 or visit online at www.atvrollovercase.com.
Would you like a brand new name brand laptop for free? That's right, free. If you act now, you can join the lucky people who earn their very own free laptop computer from the Get My Free Laptop program.
I'll admit it, I thought it was too good to be true. But now that I've got my free laptop, I'm a believer.
Well, all I did was register, read the program requirements, and bought some products that I was already interested in.
My new laptop is way better than the one I paid a lot of money for. I'm amazed.
Our sponsors value your participation, and we're willing to reward you for trying their products and services by giving you a free laptop.
I was skeptical until I got my free laptop.
Log on and register today for the Get My Free Laptop program. Get My Free Laptop. The name says it all.
Log on now to getmyfreelaptop.com. That's getmyfreelaptop.com. Getmyfreelaptop.com.
It's an all-new Amazing Sports Stories, Sunday on FSN. Every game, every score, every highlight. It's the final score. 30 minutes every night of the week, bringing you all the action from the world of sports. It's the one show where serious sports fans go for serious sports highlights. The Final Score, presented by DirecTV, weeknights on FSN.
The drill begins again in May.
Start pushing.
Fox Reality Channel's original, The Academy, has a new class of sheriff recruits.
You can't call timeout.
Welcome to 18 weeks of grueling, sweat,
punch like a sculpture, come on,
and plenty of tears.
Wanted to be a police officer since I was little.
Who will tough it out?
Show respect.
And who will tap out?
Your credibility is zero.
The Academy. Go to our website for times. Only on Fox Reality Channel.
Still lots of time to go in this one.
Well, the stage is set. Pac-10 football at its finest. Got 7:54 left in this one. 3-point margin by the home team, and this has been a very, very interesting football game with, like we talked about, a heavyweight fight. Both teams throwing a lot of big haymakers, but neither one going down.
Coleman and Moore back to return the kick of Ryan Colleen. Coming into the game, Washington State, both offensively and defensively, was ranked 9th in the Pac-10 in red zone efficiency. It is shown at times today.
Margin of error that Drew Dunning had on his little chip shot field goal is looming pretty big also. Well, he'd like to have that one back. At least official that called it wide.
Yeah, the Cougars have not made the most of their opportunities in the red zone today as they've come away empty a couple of times. Lane trying to pin it to Coleman, and he's deep in the end zone as well. He'll down it right there.
Good decision, a little bit too deep there for Coleman, and they'll operate from the 20. So once again, the offense has to come out and execute, and the running game's been working, passing game's been working.
The offense needs to go on about a 7-minute drive. Is what it needs to do.
They got Jermaine Green in the ball game. I like that idea. He's been electric every time he's caught the ball and ran with it. As you see, Gesser's numbers, pretty darn good, pretty darn efficient.
A little under his per-game average of 256. Going up against the #1 passing defense in the country. He has to be pleased with it so far. Time for Jason. Throws a floater, nearly picked over Bush as Jason threw that one on the run, and the closest guy to it was Marcel Allman.
Boy, I don't like that throw. Like we talked about.
I don't think Jason likes it either.
I know he doesn't. A little too soft over the middle, and that one will most likely be reviewed as tape as when you should tuck and run with. Not much clock goes off on that first down throw. Move the chains. Keep the offense on the field is what Mike Price would very much love to do. Lone setback, Jermaine Green, 7 in the box. That tells you you're going to throw the ball here. Slots are uncovered, really.
Picked up well. Looking to go long for Darling. Man there. Makes the grab inside the 40. No. Allman there on the coverage. Did he step out on the grab? They're hollering at the officials on the way down. I looked from here as though he tucked it away.
Well, once again, a tough call going the Cougars' way. Ball's perfectly thrown. It looks like Darling has the catch. Whether or not he has possession and is bobbling is a judgment call on the sidelines, and looks like
where the feet look like they're in, maybe they really never had possession.
Well, the ball gets stripped out at the end, and it's kind of difficult to tell, but to me that's a catch. And
I think so too.
Strip, the ball goes out of bounds. Tough call. Cougars 3rd and 10 though.
Buchanan on the coverage, looking behind, and the flag thrown. He's behind Bush. They're going to get the call. A lot of fussing from Marcel Allman, but that'll keep the drive alive. A crucial call right there against Southern California.
Wow, the officials have loomed large in this game, and
in a variety of ways.
Wow.
Holding on the defense of an eligible receiver. 10 yards, automatic first down.
Got the hands trapped down on his side so that he can't go up and get this football. A little pressure, but not a lot. Hard to see from that angle what exactly
he actually had it tied up before then.
It was a holding call, not pass interference. The Cougars pick one up. One more first down by penalty, and Pete Carroll's fuming on the sidelines.
They've only run 19 seconds off the clock during that series. Give to Green, breaks one, and smacks right into Grudegode.
Nice job, though, keeping it burning.
Yeah. I've been pretty impressed with Matt Grudegode, listed at 5'11", 205, a little shorter than some of the other backers, but he seems to have pretty good range around the field.
No, this is a very solid defensive group, especially the front 7. Champ Simmons, they're come upfield and really get into the face of this draw. And you see, though, Jermaine Green's not going down just by one guy. It would take me 4, 5, 6 guys. Not bad, though. A couple yards on first down. Out of shotgun now. Spread them out, get the linebackers out of there.
Time for Gesser to Riley. Out near midfield and another first down. Able to get inside Deshaun Hill. That's one of the nicer tosses Jason's had here in the second half.
Yeah, beautifully thrown ball right on the money. Nice little read also. He had Colin Henderson on the drag. That little drag route, you'll see Colin 83 flash across your screen. There he goes. That opens up the window for him to stick it right in there. And nice job holding on the ball afterwards. Pollard trying to strip it loose, but that's after he's down. So the Cougs, the nice little first down pickup. Move those chains, move those clocks.
They'll spot it at the Washington State 49-yard line. Green to the right side. Walled off nicely by USC as they got inside, and then Green got tripped up by Mike Patterson, the nose tackle.
Jumping around on the defensive line, got into gaps. Patterson That number 99 looks a lot like Warren Sapp here as he's able to get into the running lane, shut it down, and get an ankle.
That'll give Patterson 7.5 tackles for loss for the season. He's one of the best in the conference in that category. Push to the top, Riley slotted. Darling down to the bottom.
That Darling all by himself.
Riley in motion. Blitz. Gesser throwing off the back foot, incomplete. Just had to get that one dumped away that time. Buchanan with the coverage on Bush. Southern California blitzing for one of the few times today out of the back.
Yeah, their general philosophy is we're going to try to get pressure with our front four, but this time they bring the free safety late. You'll see Nazel gets in there, but Deshaun Hill is right in the face, and Jason actually stepped right into the pressure that time. Threw it away, though, softly, and no harm done. Let's go to third down.
Green and Bieneman check out. Moore comes in along with Henderson. 5 wides as they need to get it inside the USC 41 to keep the drive going.
Alamalu is in the game again. First time we've seen him. He comes on a delayed blitz.
Has time, looking into double coverage. Intercepted. Picked off by Southern California. They'll have the ball out near midfield on the grab by Jason Leach. Gesser floated that one up and paid for it as Leach came over to make the pick. That's his second of the season. Only the 4th interception thrown by Jason Gesser. And now the defense will have to be called on.
Not a lot of pressure. Pretty good job by the line, but this one just floats up there too much. It's short. Leach is able to come over. If anything, you want that ball down on the sidelines where it's either yours. Huge mistake. Huge challenge now for the Cougar defense as they've got to stop Troy that went right down the field on him last time.
Carson Palmer moved them smartly on the last possession. They've got short field with which to work, and they'll want to run clock. Under pressure, got away. Buying time, looking long. Flag thrown. Nice catch on the sideline by Colbert, but this one should be coming back.
A lot of times you'll see the hold here, and that's what you get. Carson Palmer is flushed out of the pocket. Guy spinning away. You'll see looks like Holmes had his man Isaac Brown trapped down in there low, and nice catch by Colbert. Had control of it, but it's all going to go for naught, and that's a huge penalty.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
Carroll can't stand it. Can't stand these calls that are going against him. But
been a lot of penalties against USC today.
There's been a lot of penalties and tough calls on both sides. Pac-10 wild and woolly here in the 4th quarter.
Martin Stadium crowd on its feet, making noise, trying to encourage this Cougar defense. Palmer again flushed out. Brown chasing him. He can just throw this one away, and now finally does so and tosses it into the sideline. USC coaches screaming. They wanted to get a roughing the passer or a late hit there on Brown as he took Palmer out.
Oh, good decision by Palmer as he was trapped for maybe a 15-yard loss. Good strong rush by Isaac Brown, and Palmer's just going to give up, but you can see there's not a late hit there. He had contact before he let that ball fly, but Palmer was lucky to get away with it when he did.
It's exactly what Chuck McFerrin was pointing out to the coaches, and you can even see the skid marks down on the sideline where he made the contact.
Second down, about 20 here.
Now just look to get 10 or so. You see now Palmer averaging better than 10 a completion. Those little out routes are getting half of it. That's what he's going to do right there. McKenzie, trio of tacklers, and he's stopped at about the 45-yard line.
Cougars have the 6 DB package in there, and they're matching up much better with McKenzie as opposed to having Janatone or Davis locked up on what is a pretty good athlete.
And you're also, Cleat, I'd have to think almost in 4-down territory here, so they've got 2 shots maybe to get 12 yards.
Yeah, it's a tough call whether or not you want to play field
depending on what they do here.
Very much so.
If they get 8, 9, 10, something like that, they might gamble.
Big play guy, Williams up on top.
McCullough in the backfield, McKenzie split to the bottom. Pump fake, trying to find someone, looking deep over the middle. 2 Cougars are there. It is caught by Williams for the touchdown. Breakdown in coverage and a big play by the true freshman to put USC on top.
Well, he's been their big play guy for the last couple weeks. 6'5". And Carson Palmer just took a shot, had nothing to lose. Was as good as a punt if it gets picked off, but number 1 goes up and makes the play of the night. Huge conversion on 3rd down by USC.
Colleen on for the extra point.
Missed it. Unbelievable. We were all sitting there waiting for the call by the officials, and they were kind of looking around, and so I made the call. Initial pressure forces Carson Palmer out of the pocket. He pumps, then lets it fly. Like I said, nothing to lose. Looks like Trufant's there, but he just loses the battle to the bigger guy, and usually Marcus Trufant can go up and make a play and knock that ball down. He just kind of got bent over backwards, overran it just a hair.
The other thing, Cleat, normally he might reach up with his left hand. That's the one that got injured when he tried to make the tackle, and you saw him reach at a little bit of an awkward angle maybe with the right hand that time. Could have been a factor, but what a great play by Williams, the true freshman.
Well, that turn of events looked like the Cougars were in the driver's seat at 24-14, and SC has responded offensively, just bang, bang, marched down the field, but that was a huge play by the freshman going up and making that play.
Now you know why they went clear across the country to Tampa, Florida to recruit him. Made a huge play right there. Moore and Coleman back.
Well, the good news for the Cougars is it didn't take them a lot of time. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left. That's plenty of time for Jason Gesser to come back and redeem himself after the last interception that gave USC pretty good field position that they converted on.
Might be a night of last man standing. We'll see as the kick goes all the way through the end zone that time by Colleen. So the Cougar offense will have to go back to work.
USC sideline was just ecstatic after that play. They're jumping around, and you see the time of possession there on that scoring drive, the big 55-yard touchdown, but they didn't eke a lot of time off that clock. Only a minute 14 elapsed. Now Gesser out.
Is also the longest pass play of the year for Southern California. Gesser all kinds of time. Flushed away, throws to Henderson. Drops short of the 25 on a quick hit by Grudegood.
Came off him initially and pulled the ball down in the pocket, then got it back out there, and by the time that he'd stared him down once, Grudegood was able to react and make a pretty good look.
Were you looking at the right side corner same way I was? It had about 20 yards of clearance to it. 257 for Gesser.
This is the package I like. The 5 wide receivers give Jason the shotgun to survey the scene.
USC just rushing forward. Gesser throwing for Sammy Moore. He's clear, makes the catch inside the 25 and falls down there. Juggling, grabbed by Sammy Moore, got out in front of William Buchanan. 4th catch of the year for Moore, and by far his biggest of the season.
Whoa, huge catch. What a play. Clutch effort. Sammy Moore, as he just gives everything he's got. This ball's thrown about 60 yards in the air, and it floats right down and on the fingertips, stays with it. What a play. That is just what you're looking for in big time Pac-10 play. Mike Williams goes up and does it for SC, and now Sammy Moore gives the Cougars the opportunity to get in the end zone again.
310 passing now for Gesser. He moves into 2nd place in career total offense, moving past Ryan Leaf. One Samoan quarterback to go. Draw. Got the smack. Tippins took his time picking, trying to find a hole, and Mike Pollard promptly greeted him.
Well, the defensive end, Nazell, comes in and stunts right into this gap. You see him clogging things up, and Pollard reacts perfectly to that, but you got to keep on testing them. Keep those linebackers in the game.
What you're saying was there was a clogged Nazell passage.
Oh, it's all coming out. Double slot.
Tippins swings out, slant over the middle for Riley. Got held. No flag. He tried to make a one-handed
to stay, though, with their composure here. They're in a great position on the football field, but 3rd down and 11. Don't know if you'll be able to see this. Awful close, a bang-bang play.
Now the grab occurred well before that, before Riley even tried to make the grab. They need to get to the 11. They don't want to settle for 3.
SC again with 7 DBs. Palamalu comes in.
Over the middle, Henderson nowhere close. As they take it to the 19, that's only about a 3 or 4 yard gain. Still time remaining, and now you put your hopes on the foot of Drew Dunning.
Drew Dunning missed the chippy, and looming large earlier in this second half. Colin Henderson really doesn't have a chance to run with that ball after he catches it. Now Dunning will try one from the left half.
Catch his breath, take the gloves off, be the holder. This one from 35. He's hit one from 48. To tie inside of 2 minutes. Low line drive. Got it through. It was not pretty, but they'll take it. However, there's still plenty of time for Southern California to move down the field.
Wow, crazy stuff. Just gonna hit this thing like a knuckleball. Not sure if anybody got a hand on it, but look at that thing come spinning through there. I'll take ugly and through the uprights as opposed to pretty and missed any time, but that was very, very fortunate there.
That was a kick worthy of the Brazilian back Roberto Carlos with the spin he put on that one. You're not supposed to be able to do that when you're booting right-footed.
Really, really interesting.
Well, he's telling Kegel, I meant to kick it that way. I saw the guy coming in to block it, and so I had to kick it that way.
Still plenty of time for fireworks.
And defensively, what are you going to do against Carson Palmer? You don't want to give Southern California a chance to kick the winning field goal. All those other red zone opportunities that were missed looming large right here, Cleet.
Carson Palmer warming up on the sidelines, making sure he's good and loose. Got the 2-minute drill. Senior guy. You know he's run it before.
Do you play prevent?
Well, I think the thing you got to do is come out with 6 DBs and do your best to get pressure on Carson.
Holiday to kick.
Shorter kick. This will be returned.
McCullough. He's going to take it. Bounces off his teammate at the goal line. Stops short of the 20.
Well, no one's left, that's for sure. This house is packed and ready for the climax of this tied-up football game. I don't know if we're going to overtime the way these guys have been getting into the end zone here in the 4th quarter or the field goal.
Southern California has been able to grab 10-yard chunks of real estate with the little out routes almost all night long. They're going to bring 4 wides in. They're going to empty everything out right now. Colbert and Williams to the bottom. McKenzie and Kelly to the top. Cougars backpedaling pressure. Palmer tried to throw it and got dropped. They weren't able to strip him, but he almost lost the handle. Ryan Long leading the tacklers. Just a bit fired up right there.
I think about timeouts now here because of the amount of loss on this. They're taking it all the way back to the 13-yard line. You might have a shot at a punt return. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but this clock's just winding off right now. Great job by Ryan Long getting the pressure at a key point in the ball game.
McCullough the deep back.
Give it to him.
Stop at the 15. Are they going to call time? No. Apparently everybody's content to just let it roll right here. No, now they'll signal for it. You're right. They burned a ton of time. Time called with 46 seconds to go.
Well, it's always,
that's the last timeout for the Cougars. Remember, they had to burn the 2, and how big that's going to loom right now. They had to realign, and then they had to call timeout on the point after. They're out. They're out of timeouts now.
Well, Mike's a little disheveled on the sideline, talking to the officials about where we're at in this football game and whether or not they're going to treat him a little more kindly. Pete Carroll on their side giving very, very explicit instructions. Don't know what those instructions are. My guess is let's go ahead, run this out, and go to overtime, take our shots there. Let's not turn the ball over here down at the, don't make any dumb forces or...
Well, if they're wise with this, if they burn enough time on third down here, should they keep the ball in play, they can almost burn out the clock without having to punt. By the time the ball gets spotted, another 25 runs.
I would guess the position they're in right here on their own 15-yard line, that would be the script that Pete Carroll's looking for.
Yeah, run it wide, but keep it in bounds and let the clock run.
Very, very entertaining football game.
With that 6'5" wide receiver, you might just run deep for the heck of it, too.
There you see Steve Sarkisian there on the sidelines with the headphones and the visor. Cougar crowd getting their money's worth today. Well, 4 wide receivers, and a tight end, so no back. Going to take a shot at something or just run around and eat some time off the clock.
Motion all the way through for McKenzie. Palmer on a draw, broke a little bit of containment. Heads for the sidelines, dives and stays inbounds. Carroll couldn't have scripted that any better if he'd wanted to. He's short of the first down, and by the time they spot this ball, the play clock is running, but that's not even close. They haven't spotted the ball yet, and so USC will not even have to punt. We're going to run out of time and head to overtime right here.
Well, we knew this was going to be a battle today, and it ain't over yet. Pete Carroll exercises that last little bit of time off the clock, and going to go to overtime.
For the first time since the 2000 season, when it happened 3 times to the Cougars, we will head to overtime. All tied up at Martin Stadium. Hope you got some cuticles left.
Dougie.
Dude, the game.
Nah, I'm registering domain names at GoDaddy.com.
Dude.
Registering domains at GoDaddy is like, it's like...
sweet love?
Yes.
Right, like your first kiss?
Yup.
Like rose petals on satin sheets?
Mm-hmm. There.
Oh, okay.
Is all that stuff drowning the drive to wash and wax your ride? It's time to kick the bucket with Sponge Tech. Now simply soak and squeeze to wash and wax just like that. The Sponge Tech Wash and Wax Sponge uses patented super absorbent polymer technology to clean and wax at the same time. Look inside. Specialized automotive soap and carnauba wax are infused into the sponge's fibers. Then they're activated by water and friction. So just by soaking and squeezing, you get a double duty shine with one super high-tech sponge. Now simply soak and squeeze to quickly wash and wax cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, RVs, and more just like that. Say goodbye to mildewy stench and dirty mess because Sponge Tech has self-cleaning exit-only technology. That means the soap and wax come out, but no germs or smells get in. Ditch all those expensive cleaners and dirty rags. Dump sloppy buckets that drag. Now you can soak and squeeze to wash and wax just like that. Call now to order your patented Sponge Tech Wash and Wax Sponge. And during this TV-only offer, you'll also get the amazing Sponge Tech Chamois. It absorbs 100 times its own weight without ever losing shape. Wow! Dry your entire vehicle without wringing it out once. Or take it inside to absorb spills anywhere. Plus, you'll also get a detail sponge infused with gentle all-purpose cleaner to make interiors, dashboards, rims, and trim shine like new. You can even clean patio furniture, vinyl siding, and more. You'll get all this for the incredibly low price of just $19.99. But wait, Order right now and we'll double everything. A $20 value, yours free. You'll get 2 wash and wax sponges, 2 chamois, and 2 detail sponges, all with a 30-day money-back guarantee for just $19.99. Call the number on your screen now to get your Sponge Tech, the reusable one-step car wash and wax sponge that can be used over 8 times. Call right now and we'll double everything. That's 2 wash and wax sponges, 2 chamois, and 2 detail sponges. You'll get it all for only $19.99. Call right now.
Back in Pullman, we are getting set for overtime. Overtime begins with a coin toss. Both teams have chances with which to score. As you can see, the Cougar defensive unit is out on the field. Here is what transpired just moments ago as Chuck McFerrin flipped the coin. Washington State won the toss. The Cougars elected to play defense. Southern California elected to take the ball at the end closest to its group of fans and minuscule pep band. They'll start the ball at the 25-yard line.
Well, the thinking is here that
here's the rules. You start at the 25. You move the ball and you can get first downs. Each team will have a possession in each overtime period. If you score first, you don't necessarily have to hold the opponent scoreless, but if there is a team leading at the end of the overtime period, that team is the winner.
The thinking is, from the standpoint of choosing to be on defense first, is you'll know whether or not, from a play calling standpoint, whether or not you have to match 7 points or 3 points. And so out comes Carson Palmer.
Washington State is 1-4 in overtime games. Their only victory in '97 over Arizona. They lost 3 overtime games in 2000. SC went into overtime last year against Oregon State. Just consider it a 1st and 10 from the 25 is the best way right now, and McCullough will carry it for a couple.
Jam it up right in the middle, trying to run the influence play up the middle, but Ryan Long and big old Jeremy Williams right there to stuff it up, and they're asking for the crowd to help them out. Home team has the advantage in overtime. You got the crowd behind you. Been a great crowd here today in Duluth. Beautiful evening now, and
they'll empty out the backfield now. McCullough to the bottom, McKenzie along with Williams to the top. Colbert slotted left. Palmer has time again. Chase dropped by Long. Back to the 30-yard line.
great coverage in the secondary. Nowhere to go with that football. Carson Palmer has to just eat it. A little bit of a twist, but Ryan Long just keep on working. You can see he's being held from behind, and that's great effort this late in the football game. Continuing to spend that energy. Just beats big Zach Wilson. Powers through it.
They'll need to get to the 15 now to pick up the first down, or else they're looking at 46-yard field goal from here.
6 DBs for the Cougars.
Watch the wingman again. They're going to run it with Fargus. Nowhere to go. Dropped by Long. Drop back at the 34. Make it the 33. It's going to be a 50-yard field goal attempt.
Well, how about single-handedly taking over the overtime? Ryan Long just men against boy there. Once again, beats the chop block, and Vargas has nowhere to run and throws him down hard, so this will be a heck of a field goal effort. And
Southern California has taken a timeout now. Ryan Colleen came on as the kicker last week. He made 3 field goals, the longest of which was 43 yards. This would be a 51-yard attempt to give USC the lead.
Well, I think that Pete Carroll wants to come over and make sure everybody's on the same page, understanding what they need to do to kick this ball. And one of the things about the longer field goals, you got to put a little more foot on it. Colleen, pretty good kicker so far for SC, but this is going to have a little bit of pressure on it.
A transfer from Mount Sac Junior College, his first year, and as we said, he took over as the kicker for the highly regarded David Davis, who wasn't getting it done. will be a 51-yarder. Now they're going to mark it even further back. The holder, Malone's going to come back an extra yard. This is a 52-yard attempt for the lead, not for the win. He's got distance. Pushes it wide right. Now, Washington State will get the ball at the 25. If the Cougars are able to score points during this possession, the ball game is over.
Great series by the defense. Forced them back from the initial starting point of the 25-yard line and just jammed them right out of any field goal position. Takes a shot at it, but right off the foot. It's way wide right, not a chance.
It's a big task to ask of him.
So now Mike Price's group electing to use what little bit of wind is blowing behind them. They're going to stay at the same end of the football field.
Yeah, you just choose the one end, though. Tippins, the single setback. Bush and Darling, the wide receivers. And the Cougars start now from the 25. Tippins up the middle, just falling forward. Gets about 3, maybe 4.
Tippins wrapping that football up. Nice initial surge by the big guys up front in the middle of the football field. Knox got a good piece. Good little hole, good little seam.
Love to see a couple first downs here, but you get the feeling that right now they may just tuck it up the middle and keep it down the middle of the field for Dunning. Tippins again lost his balance, cutbacks, leans forward, and it's going to be about a 3rd and 2, long 2, short 3.
And they're going to bring on a couple other players here, and I think they may
bring Dunning out now. Yeah, we saw it happen in the NFL a week ago when a blocked field goal on a 3rd down. They got a second chance, the Steelers, and turned out the winner. So Dunning is on.
Interesting substitution. You talk about Mike Williams, the big 6'5" kid. He's going to come running.
35 yards to win the game. Henderson, the holder. Hunt, the snapper. It's away. Ball game! Washington State in overtime. Dunning nails it, and the Cougars win over USC in Pullman for the first time since 1986. Job on USC's possession to open the overtime. Well, play by the D and a big play by Dunning as he redeems himself.
Well, a great win for the Cougars. Came back, got into overtime by Dunning's knuckleball. The last one that everyone's going to see is the perfectly hit field goal to win it in overtime. Great job. Outstanding win.
Just another day in the Pac-10. On to Stanford next week. So for Cleat Casper, I'm Todd Pickett. The final score at Martin Stadium, a homecoming win in Pullman. The Cougars 30, the Trojans 27. Next Sunday, Washington State travels to Palo Alto to face the Stanford Cardinal. You can see it Sunday at 10 a.m. You've been watching Washington State Cougar football on Fox Sports Net. Stay tuned. Coming up next, more Pac-10 football as UCLA visits Oregon State. Tonight at 10, it's your Northwest Sports Report. The Cougars are 2-0 in the Pac-10 as they beat the Trojans. Till next week from Palo Alto, so long, everybody.
The Cougars' victory wound up settling the Pac-10 championship. Both teams finished 7-1 in conference play. The win gave Wazoo the tiebreak and sent the Cougs to Pasadena. Marcus Trufant and Outland Trophy winner Ryan Long, two of the defensive stars from this game, went on to the NFL as high-round draft picks. Thanks for watching FSN Classic. See you next time. I'm Brian Davis.